on that. Okay, let's turn the camera. All right, bet. Control V. Okay. Boom. Get that going so niggas can join up. All right. And then let me get this link and post it here. And then we can get it cracking. Listen, chat. I'm waiting for y'all to get in here. He said Mars suspended. Nah, Mars has something he had to do. Mars ain't here today. I don't know. I mean, hey, he had something he had to do. So I'm holding it down. I own one. He held it down for me when I had to, have a quick little hiatus. So I just owe it to him. But two things I want to talk about off rip. One, Steph Curry, best in the world. Like we're playing Olympic basketball, FIBA basketball. Is he not the best in the world? And two, Deport Joel Embiid. Not sure. Sure, and I'm not here watching you. That's hilarious. Yeah, Deport Joel Embiid. Not gonna lie to you. I'm still on the Deport Joel Embiid train. Joel Embiid has officially went from not top 3 to now he's not top 5. Surprise. The nigga's out of the top 5. In every game he decides to be shitty, he goes down a peg on my list. So after next game, the nigga won't be top 10. Just saying. It's that bad. It is that bad. And I'm 100% serious. Niggas that think I'm trolling, I'm not trolling. I'm 100% serious. Deport Joel Embiid, someone call ICE. He's not top 5 anymore, and I can name 5 players better, one which is on Team USA with him. Yes, I'm talking about Anthony Davis. The Joel Embiid hate got to stop. It don't got to stop. The nigga sucks. Tell him to stop being shitty. How about that, Mav? Tell him to stop being shitty. When he stops being shitty, he won't get hated on. You don't hate on niggas playing good. I don't hate on niggas playing good. I give niggas their flowers when they play good. Tell niggas stop being shitty. Makes no sense. How we were sitting here calling him one of the best players in the world, and he playing like this. He's injured. So it's Kawhi Leonard. So you know what he did? He took his ass home. While we here, I'm gonna bring up people in the back. I would like for y'all cameras to be on, but if not, it is okay. He took his goofy ass home. Kawhi took his ass home.
My fault. I'll turn my camera on in a bit.
No, you good. You good.
What's up? You're saying Embiid is not a top 4 player in the NBA anymore.
He's not top 5. No.
So you think the Olympics matter when you have players?
Yes. Why would the Olympics not matter?
Because it's not in the NBA.
That's fine. It's still basketball. You're still on a court with NBA players, and if you're playing against a country with an NBA player that outplays you, I still think that matters.
And by the way, I think AD is the best player on his team. He's played the best on his team, like today. Of recent, I think Steph is second best.
I won't argue that. I'm not totally against that.
I think the main thing with Embiid is he's just so slow. He moves like a snail, man. And I think AD is a much better defender than him. It was glaring how better of a defender AD is than Embiid in the Olympics. I don't think defense is close between Embiid and AD, in my opinion. And Bam was a better defender than Embiid. And the main thing Embiid was on the team for was offense, the scoring value, and he isn't bringing that. So it's he's more pace. He's almost useless, to be honest with you.
I mean, high key, I feel like we might get to a point to where we're saying Bam is better than Embiid too.
I was gonna say that. That's what I was.
Chill out.
If
Relax.
Bam consistently
This is
adds the
nasty
three ball,
talk.
That's nasty, man.
if Bam
Bam?
consistently adds a three ball to his game and he's consistently hitting from there, not gonna lie to you, why wouldn't I put him balls in
Ain't
blue?
happening.
No,
That
he
ain't
has to
gonna
become much
happen.
better
He has
offensive
been
player.
playing, but Bam has
Like he has to become a
better.
much better offensive.
It's just one game
Embiid,
sample size.
It's not one game sample size. It's a 2 game
Not-
sample size.
I think Bam is playing better just because of how Bam's versatile at the 4 and the 5. Same advantage with AD. But for me, Embiid is so stuck at the 5 that if he's not getting his foul bait, I'm noticing that he has nothing else to fall on. He still gets his mid-range shots and stuff, but a lot of times I see him playing these games, he's trying to flop for a foul. And they're not calling it. Like, they're being physical with him. Like, I know in the league, you can't do an elbow to back on defense. Like, you can't have your arm out in how we used to do it back in the day. You have to use your chest. He's not used to that. So for me, if he's still playing like this at the end of the tournament, I see that that's a flaw. But it's international. Some of the rules are different. The ball's different. There's a lot of things that, to me, I think that Embiid isn't getting a fair shake. But his drop-off is still on him. His skill set is still on him. The fact that it dropped off this much, I agree with you, Darmo. It does cause some type of concern. But I think AD and Bam are the two top bigs on Team USA right now. Y'all can rock out.
We knew that going in to Olympic ball. We knew that.
No, who do you think is the best player in the NBA?
Who do I think the best player in the NBA is?
Yeah, best player in the NBA. And sorry, top 3 players in the NBA.
But you can't do it. You have
Jokic, Luka. Jokic,
Giannis.
Luka, and no, not Giannis. Giannis is 4. Jokic, Luka, SGA.
Okay.
Okay. Do you
And if not,
We're rolling SGA over Giannis?
This Olympics.
But see, that's
bro,
the
I'm
thing.
sorry, Giannis. I am listen. With all the dick suck people was giving Anthony Davis about being injury prone, that nigga Giannis is injury prone.
And
Regular season is the bigger sample size.
And I think. What do you mean? Wait. What's a bigger sample size?
Regular season is way bigger sample size. From 2021 and 2022, AD was consistently injured. That's why we were saying.
How often was Giannis? Has Giannis been injured in the playoffs since 2018? Since 2018, how often has he been injured in the playoffs?
Maybe 3 times.
Maybe 3 times.
Last season he didn't play a game. He didn't play last season, and then
We're
I think
lying now?
he played a game and a half. The previous one,
Maybe 3 times. 2020 and 2020 and last year and year before.
Look,
3 years, like I said.
Last time I checked, injury prone is injury prone. Once you start breaking it down to
Regular season is bigger sample size.
Regular season injury prone versus playoff injury prone is different. Nigga, injury prone is injury prone. If you're constantly getting injured, you're constantly getting injured. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not about to sit here and say, oh, in a regular season, it's a bigger sample size of AD being injured, when at the end of the day, when the day ends, when the season ends, both of these niggas are injured. What are we talking about? What's the problem?
He was injured in regular season and was mid. That was
Giannis
the
is
problem.
always injured in the playoffs, so what are we talking about now?
and it's not even just that. AD has a better defense than Giannis does, and on top of that,
Like, it ain't even about AD and Giannis. Pick whoever you want. My point is, let's be fair to both of them. Can we?
Yeah, I'm being fair.
He's 4th. I have him 4. Is 4 unfair to Giannis? He's a top 5 player in the NBA. And I'm not putting AD above him. I don't have AD above him. Like, what are we talking about? I have SGA.
I don't know about SGA.
That's fine. That's preference. It's honestly preference. Top 5 players on preference. If we talk about the top 5 players in the NBA, all of us have the same 5, but just in different rankings,
different orders.
Preference.
Or we pick off of who we like.
I think SGA isn't the caliber player as a Jokic or as a Embiid or as a Luka. I don't think he's in that echelon. Like, if you said SGA is better than Tatum, that's fine. I don't think
Embiid is in the same tier as Giannis or Jokic, and at this point, Luka. I don't think he's in that tier player. I think he's a tier below that.
Like, you don't think he's in the same tier as those guys?
If playoff matter to you, then might as well put SGA ahead too.
I think that's a viable.
Niggas is talking. Hold on, real quick. Niggas talking about my hair. I am going full solidarity for my guy Emmett Till. That's why I got the hair out with no cut. How about that? That's what we're doing.
You
We
look
rocking
good
the
though.
civil rights cut. We're rocking the civil rights cuts in honor of the disrespect to my people on this channel. How about that, chat? Yeah, I
was
went
gonna
there.
say.
I'm sorry. Go
Let me
ahead.
say this real quick. Let me say this real quick
okay.
about the top 5. The top 5 is all personal preference, and to be honest with you, I got AD in my top 5 because regardless of what you guys say about injury prone, I like a big pause that can play defense and offense, give you 20 and 10, and play both sides. Same reason why I liked Dante. I like a guy who plays both sides. So my top 5 is different from y'all. But for y'all to sit here and tell me that AD isn't in the conversation based off the last few years of what he's done in the playoffs, as opposed to Giannis, I think is disingenuous because he's been healthy, he's played a lot more games, and he's dealing with less injuries now to me, to where he's out longer. So to me, top 4 performance is to whoever you want. But to me, I like AD.
Let me ask
I never
real
said
quick.
that.
Can I just ask niggas? I want to go through everybody up here because we only got 4 people outside of me. Let me ask.
Okay.
Who is y'all top 5 in NBA? I'm gonna start with Wade. Wade, who's your top 5?
Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Embiid, AD.
Fine. Killer, who's your top 5?
In no particular order, Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, and Anthony Davis.
Okay. Bob, who's your top 5?
All right, mine is Luka, SGA, Jokic, AD, and I'm gonna also say I don't know if I could put Embiid in there. I'm gonna put Bam. I'm gonna put Bam after what he did last season. Bam. I'm going off of like the last 5 years, so that's how I do.
Naseem,
Yeah.
who's your top 5?
Top 5. Luka, Giannis, Jokic, SGA stuff.
Again, outside of that 5th spot, our top 4s are all everyone named the same 4 players. That 5th spot is where niggas differentiate
Probably
or say other names,
or whatever. Yeah,
which is fine. At the end of the day, preference. It's preference about 4 of the niggas. If all of us are up here with 4 of the 5 out of our top 5, we all have the same 4 names, and then the 5th spot is again who we feel. And chat, y'all can agree or not. That is the definition of is simply preference in terms of ranking. So if I have Giannis 4, Bob has Giannis fucking 2, Killer has Giannis fucking 1, and Wade has Giannis 5. I mean, it's about preference of how you feel about Giannis. He's still a top 5 player, right?
Yeah, and I also think that too.
I have no issue with
Cowboys
that
with us.
one. My
Hey,
problem
hey,
was
if y'all don't want Cowboy, if y'all the band shit threw me off. I just wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, they just don't like people having an opinion that don't agree with them. That's the problem. Like the second I say my top 5,
I have no disagreement per se. My thing was injury prone thing. Like my issue was injury prone. Like
who's your
knocking
5?
off.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just asking. I'm addressing the chat. Mav, name your 5 right now in the chat. But go ahead, Killer. Keep going. Don't stop. Go ahead. My fault. I interrupted you.
My thing was like I have no problem with ranking per se, but you initially said that Giannis is injury prone, so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Is he not? What is the definition of injury prone?
No, I do not have Julius Randle top 10. So stop it.
What's the Killer? What's the definition of injury prone? Tell me.
No one heard Bam.
One who get hurt consistently, I guess.
Okay, so if since 2020 Giannis has consistently been injured or hurt in the playoffs, is that not injury prone?
Fair enough, but I would say this that except last year, both time it's contact based injury. Like in 2023 and in 2020, both time the injury was through contact based. So it is what it is.
Wait, what is the argument here?
Well, me and Killer are going back and forth. Me and Killer are going back and forth because I said Giannis is injury prone, and people have not liked my anti-Giannis agenda, because at the end of the day, I get sick of people
That ain't my
praising.
issue.
I get sick of people giving all this praise to Greek Angel Reese, but disrespecting a lot of other players. To me, that shit's weird. It's genuinely weird. But we were really discussing
I heard Bam
Giannis
top
being
5, and
injury
that's
prone.
why I'm.
Cowboy
that
said
was-
Bam.
that
He
was-
said
that
Bam's in
was
his top
me.
5. That's his top 5. I mean,
That's my
I'm not gonna
top
argue
5,
that,
and
nigga.
I said it. I based it off of the last 3 to 5 years. That's what I was
That's
going
my
off.
even
So
with
wait, hold
that.
on. So when
How
I
in the
do my
last
top
5 years
five,
has Bam been a better basketball
hold
player than
on,
SGA?
let me finish. When I do my top 5, it's anywhere from a 5 to 10 year period. I understand you may have some issues and say I'm wrong, but Bam has proven to me over the last 3 years to where he's done better than me, where I think he's
With
top 5.
what?
Based off of him being a power forward and a center, like diversity.
With
utility.
what?
Like I said, his improvement of ball handling, him being a big that has control, he's being the more constant over than Butler has. Because everybody last season, when Butler scored his 90 points, they were talking about it's Butler, but Bam was the only one consistent player. I'm looking at it as, to me, his value to that team is making him my top 5. That's why he's my oddball out.
So
Everybody else
you think Bam is a better basketball player than Anthony Davis right now?
No. I said Anthony Davis or Bam. Those two could be my 5 because of how they play. They both play
You
defense.
just said Bam was your 5. I don't.
Yeah, but I also said it could
Chad,
be
do
Bam.
y'all
or
remember
AD.
him saying AD? Like, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
Maybe
did
one-
say AD. I said I don't know who to pick, either AD or maybe let's say Bam. But I'm gonna go with Bam because of the last.
I don't think they're in the same convo. Like, AD to me is the best defensive player in the NBA for now until Wemby just understands how to
Agreed.
play defenses better. And he's a clearly much better offensive player. Like,
Agreed. And I
it's
said
not
that
even a
earlier. I said he's
conversation.
a 20 and 10. I said that earlier when we were talking about Giannis and him. I was talking about how he's better to me because he gives you consistent 20 and 10. He plays defense and he's played in the playoffs.
Afternoon, fellas. Afternoon.
Go ahead.
Some niggas in the chat are also saying that they didn't hear you say AD. I don't know if anyone heard him here say
Wow.
AD.
I had the list in front of me that I wrote down the names as we were going through. I said AD.
Bam is not. Look, I love Bam. I think Bam's a top 20 player. I don't think Bam's is in the top 10 yet.
Okay. So then
Like,
fine. Let's go with AD at the
top
top.
5 is crazy. He's not better than
Cool.
SGA. He's not better than
Cool.
AD. He's not better than LeBron. He's not better than Tatum. He's not better than KD. He's
Okay,
not better
cool.
than these guys.
So then go with AD. Conversation over. My top 5: AD, Luka, Jokic, SGA, and then I can't even do that anymore. See?
Well, real quick, KB, can I ask you what's your top 5 in NBA right now?
Probably say Jokic,
See?
No, you
Giannis
don't even have,
You
you don't even have to
on
put it in
Giannis.
order. You don't even have to put it in order. Just
okay.
your top 5
Jokic-
players in the NBA.
Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Embiid. I feel like those 4 is pretty set in stone in my opinion. And then 5 for me would be SGA.
Again, chat, he has the exact same top 5 as me. If everyone has the same top 5, but niggas are just ordering it differently, it's about preference. I'm standing on that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Standing on
I
that.
think the top 5 in general is all
those
about
30,
preference.
like,
To be
what
honest,
was it
no.
like?
But even and I feel honestly, any ranking is preference in my opinion. But specifically, if we're all saying the same names but ordering them differently, especially some guys about 1 or 2 spots, just ordering them differently, the fuck is the arguments for? Like niggas was ready to jump down my throat because I put Giannis 4. But if everyone has the same top 5 essentially, and niggas got what Giannis 3,
because I think
2. Like what's the problem?
I think reason why people would be like Giannis 4 is because of him. It depends who's like 3 and 2, I guess.
I mean, my top 3. Well, to let you know what started this, my top 3 was Jokic, Luka, SGA, and I put Giannis 4.
Oh, okay.
And I
So
have
that's why
85.
niggas are mad.
Yeah, niggas are upset. SGA, yeah, they're upset about the SGA.
I'm not going even for that. SGA is a little bit high. I ain't gonna lie. But
so where would you have SGA in your top 5 if 3
like
is
5.
high? He's so again 2 spots. We're talking about
no, but I'm not gonna lie.
I think now.
For me, I think the top 4 is a little bit more separated between 5 and 10.
Because of the talent levels that dropped off.
So
I feel
what
like the
is
top 4 is like that's the top 4 and they're close. And then when you get
so what would
5,
be the
it's like
conversation
7.
for anybody who would feel differently about anybody's top 4? And to the panel, it's a question for the panel because I'm just asking.
You just heard what happened.
I'm about to say if you have I feel like if you're gonna have a strong opinion about a nigga's top 4 to 5, you need to bring different names to the table. Don't sit here and argue with me about my placement at fucking me placing a nigga at 3 that you have at 5, unless you're about to follow that up how KB just did. Well, for me, I think I have in tiers 1 through 4 is a top tier, and then 5 will fall in the tier with 5 through 9 or 5 through 8, whatever. Just comment like that, but don't just say, I mean, nah, I think SGA is too high, but I got SGA 5 and then M5.
Okay, I was just wondering because I think the conversation really was boiling down to I think a lot of people are wanting the top 4 or 5 to kind of be
The
consensus,
same.
and so I was just wondering like if it came across that if somebody set a criteria and they gave their criteria and their top 4 or 5 did not fit what everybody felt like the top 4 or 5 should be, then I was just trying to see what the conversation was, Domo.
You just
I
heard
feel
how
it.
everybody jumped on me for saying Bam as number 5, even though I said and I agreed, hey, you all right, AD is better. I still have AD at top 5, but it's totally different than the list, and everyone's saying I'm wrong for having him that way. Even though for me, defense and offense is what makes me thrive that way. I like that he plays both sides of the ball. That's why he's 5, as opposed to
And
the other 4 who are so dominant, like KB said. Their top 4 are so dominant, you can't really look differently outside of the top 4. So for me, having AD, everybody even saying it in the chat, oh, I got Julius Randle top 10, Brunson. I don't know how to do NBA order. But I gave you my criteria, and because you disagree with it, I don't know basketball. That's what happens. That's why we don't get the
Well, yeah,
conversation
it's a
on
bit. I'm
Drew.
not gonna lie. Bam top
but I
five is
think that's a
egregious.
problem with a lot of people
No,
though.
no,
Is
no.
I
I
think
agree.
a
Look,
lot
look.
of people
I
are
jumped
from
out
the
the window with
consensus
Bam,
of
KB. You were right. You were right. I jumped out the window with with Bam. I said that, but I said, hey, I would rather have AD at 5, and you even said I could see that. So see how we were able to move on past it.
Yeah,
Yeah, the chat
I can
wanted to
see
let
AD,
you.
but even for me, I still think SG is a better player.
but even
I
if
don't know.
your
It just
No,
preference
I
is
have
two
SGA
way,
in top 4. I have
like
SGA.
if you're looking at elite two wayness, if somebody says, well, my criteria when I look at
wait. Can
basketball is to go with elite two way, then somebody's top 5 would look different because
can
if say
Cowboy
you
say
like
his top
Atlanta,
five again if he has SGA and AD in his five?
I have Jokic, SGA, Luca, AD, and then I have Giannis.
Oh, so you don't
So
think
even on that criteria is inconsistent.
you don't think Embiid is a top five player unless I'm
To
crazy.
me, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me, I like AD more because of the defensive side. If we're talking about offense and we're talking about Embiid's impact, hey, Embiid got it all the way. He's an MVP. He's much better stat wise. But AD for the Lakers plays offense and defense, and I think that to me, that's more of a contributing factor to making them win as
So
well.
does Embiid.
So
I would
wait,
shade top
hold
five
on.
then if you go by two-way factor then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me, I think I like AD because of the defense. But if we're talking about who's a better player, it's Embiid. But for me, my top 5 is AD because of the defense. That's all.
You're acting
But
like
here's the
Embiid
cowboy. It's
doesn't.
not
I'm
but
not. I
mhm.
can't really co-sign that because I would be okay with it if Embiid was like a neutral when that nigga's also a really good defender in my opinion. Um, and offensively, he's just far superior of whatever AD does. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
I
argue
agree
he's
with you
the
on that.
best scorer in the NBA. He's very efficient, one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA. Very effective in post-ups and in isolation. Like he's just
Yes.
elite offensively, improved as a passer slightly in my opinion. And
And he always
defensively,
gets
it's
to his
still
spot.
and defensively with Nick Nurse, I think in those 35 games he was actually playing really solid defense, like especially within like the first half of the season before he went down. That nigga was like arguably the best player on in the world. So like to not have him
Hey,
top five is a bit crazy in my opinion. I'm not
hey,
gonna lie.
But it's
Domo.
No,
my
but
opinion
it's
though.
more
But that's
so
the thing.
no
Is
no
his
cowboy.
go ahead, my fault, go ahead.
It's not so much your opinion, it's more so because everybody like Damo's right. Everybody see the game through a certain perspective, it's preference, right? But it's more so what is your thought process to get to that result? If your thought process isn't consistent, then it's like okay, it's BS then. Like for example, if you go by your criteria, which is two-way ability, last few years, how did
At
Bam
the
pass up
fifth
Tatum?
spot. At the fifth spot, I said at the
No, no,
fifth
no.
spot. But you're
How
right.
did Bam pass up Tatum?
I
If
don't
we're going
ever.
by
I
that
never
criteria,
thought. Okay, and from jump when we spoke, everybody knows me. I have actually advocated for Tatum. I said he's top 10. I've always had Tatum in the top 10 or 11, like out because if you depend on who's there with or without injuries, sometimes it changes. The list changes. For me, I have Tatum as a top 10 player. That's what I had him at. So for me, top five,
Wait,
Embiid. The
Woj
only reason
No,
why
no.
I have
How did Bam? How did Bam pass up
Woj
Tatum?
bomb.
I didn't ask you about the top
oh
10. I said, how did Bam pass up Tatum? You're going by your criteria.
okay, to me, I like how he improved over the last 3 to 5 years with him being the main distributor throughout the playoffs. Like when I said Butler last year did his 90 points against the Bucks. Everyone was talking about Jimmy
Chat.
Butler. They're
Westbrook
gonna
is no
win the
longer a
Bucks.
Clipper.
Hold, I didn't say Clipper. I said when he was
No,
on
I
the
said
Heat.
No,
Westbrook.
no. You
Westbrook's
just
no.
you just KP was
It's a
being rude.
it's a Woj
Oh,
bomb.
okay, my fault, my
A
fault.
Woj bomb.
But what I was saying was this: last season when the Miami Heat were doing their beautiful role, everybody was looking at Jimmy Butler saying he was the best one. The one I saw that was most consistent was Bam. Even in the final series, in the finals, he was the only one contributing, doing all of that. And I like that because I think he did more of that than anybody else that year. So for me, I rank my top fives within a 3 to 5 year period. Like I said, I don't do it like you guys do 10 years, 20 years all the time because there's stats and certain things that certain players do within that year that make them top five. They may not be able to hold it down, but they're still a top five for that season.
So
I hope
Cowboy,
you
how did that
understand what I'm
compare?
saying.
How did hold on, Cowboy? Can you kind of straight away? Because you didn't really answer the question. How does that compare to
Apologize.
Tatum? How does that compare to
Okay,
Tatum?
compared to
Going by
Tatum,
your criteria.
okay, to my criteria, compared to Tatum, the difference between Bam and Tatum to me is that I have seen how well Boston has done without Tatum's being there offensively. Like I've seen them win games if he struggles. When it comes to Bam, Bam has to be the main facilitator with the ball. He has to be involved in the offense. Even though he's not scoring, he has to be mainly involved. I've seen Boston win without Tatum being the main facilitator. Brown has stepped up. KP has stepped up. White has stepped up and had better games than Tatum throughout the season. Not overall, but they've had moments where they were better. For me, the one solid that I saw was Bam being consistent, both offensive and defensively, contributing to his team winning. Now, it didn't win in as far as the playoffs, but when we're talking about regular season, that's why I put Bam in. When we talk about playoffs, it has to be Tatum because they won a championship, and regardless of what I think he contributed, he still contributed to a championship team. You see what I'm saying?
No, no, I actually don't, Powell, because even just now, you were talking more about Tatum's situation in his team opposed to Tatum's at a player. Like you didn't describe how Tatum individually got better as a playmaker like you did for Bam. You didn't
Okay,
describe how Tatum scoring when he did have less talent year by year got better. You notice like when you talk about Bam, you focus on Bam as the individual player, or you talk about Tatum, you talk about a situation in his teammates. You
because when
see what I'm saying?
no, I see what you're saying, but because of my history, I have a skit on here talking about how good Tatum was. I have where everybody was. You can look on it. It's on Players Choice. That's why I'm not reiterating. But if you want me
Yeah,
to, I can.
yeah, Cowboy.
I
I'm
said
I'm
he
I'm practicing
stepped
here like
better.
every episode.
No, no, it's cool. It's cool. He stepped up better. I said it earlier in the season. He stepped up better defensively. He stopped being more on ball and demanding it. He helped out with rebounding, and then Mars shot me down with how it's uncontested. And I laughed. I said he's still contributing. He still stepped up playing defense on Brunson. He stepped up on playing on better players and faster players than him defensively, and also has been able to step back and allow the passing lanes for other people to go. Because what you notice is a lot of times when they're in transition, he's not the first one down the court like he was previous years. It was always him and Brown running the charge. Now he's staying back a little bit hesitant, seeing if the play develops to where they need him. That's what I've seen him change, which helps his team to be a better team. But I think Bam being in control of the ball, touching the ball like a Sabonis, constantly in control of the offense, I think has more of an impact. Don't get me wrong, Tatum has made better improvements. I just think that if a person needs the ball in their hands to make their team better, I think that that's a plus because it's very hard to find a player that moves off ball. But Tatum's improvements wasn't really that much of a surprise. He's always had that. He's just never shown it consistently to me. I hope I explained it, Sturdy. I probably didn't.
No, you explain. You honestly, you just really explain on your logic and opposed to answering the question. But it's all good, Cowboy. You like the type of
Okay, I
person you
don't
are.
understand what you
You're
mean. No,
very
I just
simple.
want to make sure I answer the question because all I'm saying is Tatum stepped up to be a better team player this season, playing defense, grabbing rebounds, being less active with the ball. Yes, he does run a lot of ISO sets, but he changed his game to where it's more team oriented. Bam is still needed with the control of the ball. I hope that you can understand that.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I just want you like when the show is over, really listen to this part, and you'll understand that you didn't really answer the question.
No,
That's
but
all.
just tell me
Like,
how I didn't answer it so then I can stop talking and I could understand when I go
oh,
back and
so
listen.
basically, the entire time you basically you majority of the time. I'm not saying you did it at all, but majority of the time you basically was saying because Tatum was a more favorable situation, he has less responsibility. So that's why somehow Bam is better. That's all.
Okay.
I
Fair
listen
enough.
to you.
I'll check that on the video. Thank you.
We
And
can
if
we
right,
can we
I
we can move
appreciate
on.
it.
We know Bam ain't
No,
top
no,
five.
but the premise is right though. That's the point. Like everyone has a perspective how they view the game, but your thought process, be consistent with it. Like for example,
No, it's
Damo's
cool
consistent. Damo
because
tackles you if you just an injury prone player. Simple, but like it's different if you said, okay, oh, Embiid is the best player in the world, but Giannis is fourth because it's because of injury. But Damo didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
okay,
And
cool.
everybody in
No,
the chat.
thanks. I appreciate it. That's all I gotta say. Thank you. Finally, someone actually breaks down what I wasn't saying. I like that. Appreciate it because now I understand better. Go ahead.
Yeah. Based off this conversation, Cowboy, you are now reclaimed by NYC. We got you back, brother. It's all good.
Thanks, though. But like I said, it's all personal preference, and I understand the chat is probably jumping on you like, "Thank you, H30." But see, this is the problem we don't normally have: is the conversation to actually break down where someone made a mistake and they could actually understand and come back better. Thank you, H30, for being a good man of teaching me that.
No, no problem. But like, but Damo is kind of. I think KP said it, but what you
We
said
didn't
too is like
necessarily make a
when it
mistake
comes to
though,
these
Cowboy.
placements.
But I mean,
Now,
okay.
when it comes to these placements, it do kind of depends on like how you do it, right? If you go by tiers, like for example, like generic thing, like the top 10 greatest players of all time, right? Even though everybody in the top 10 is like the 1%, if you say a guy like Larry Bird is like top three, you know what I'm saying? Like certain just because in the top 10 don't mean the placement makes sense unless you have a criteria where the placement makes sense. So I get what you're saying in regards to like, okay, if one guy's four, another guy's five, it's not a big deal. But it depends on your criteria. It depends on criteria that does make it a big deal.
No, and you're absolutely correct. And that's why I said when KB came up and explained it, I would much rather niggas do that if you're gonna debate or argue 1 to 2 spots. Now 3 to 10, nigga arguing 3 versus nigga arguing 10, that's a big gap, especially when we're talking about all-time top 10. That's arguable. I wouldn't be mad at niggas if I came up here and said my top 5 all time, I got Magic 1, I got Hakeem 2, and Larry Bird 3. Niggas should argue with me. There should be an argument there. It don't matter that I got LeBron 10, Jordan 9, and Kareem 6. Niggas gonna argue that because that's a discrepancy in terms of rankings. But
No,
arguing
no, no,
2
Damo.
spots,
It just
it
depends on
gotta be
yeah.
tiers. It gotta
It depends on
you
your
gotta
criteria,
have some
Damo.
type of criteria. Yeah, you have to be willing to argue your criteria. A lot of niggas aren't arguing their criteria. They're just arguing between 3 and 4 to argue between 3 and 4. Like they're not. There's no
Like
criteria.
my favorite example, season one of episode Open Gym, season one. There was a guy that came up here, he does his all-time ranking based off 2K vids. So basically,
Mhm.
he literally goes by if you're a 3 level two-way scorer, that archetype is first, and then after you go through that archetype, then it's like last playing big, and then playmaking forward. Like he literally broke this thing down on Open Gym, and so we
Mhm.
we laughed at him, but we gave him that respect because at the end of the day, your thought process was consistent. Me personally, I don't care what your criteria is. Most of the criteria is consistent.
I can feel that. I can get with that.
Yeah,
I'm
But
but
no,
I'm
mad.
no,
not
Look,
it's not.
sure
what you
about
call
the
it? What's
wait,
his name
consistency.
so
was up here? I'm
Damo,
mad, bro. SG was up here, and we yapped him away. Man, SG was about to provide some top tier content, but he
wait,
dipped. Yo,
Damo, how
SG,
do you
if you
feel
here
about
still, gang, join back up. Join back up. But what happened?
how you feel about Russell Westbrook being sent to Utah twice now in the past since
Oh, I'm absolutely happy because now I know for a fact we see them niggas again. They're losing. There's no way. There's no way we lose to the niggas playing Russell Westbrook.
and
Come on
now
now.
now the Nuggets finna get Russell Westbrook, a good
Yeah,
veteran leader
and
off the
sure,
bench, you
sure,
know.
KP,
sure.
KP.
I'll say
You know
this.
what's
I
crazy?
had an argument. I had an argument with what's his name about this very thing. I had an argument with
Let me guess, Swiper?
no Mookie actually of all
Oh,
people. Me and Mookie had an
Mookie.
argument about direction, like teams going with what their players want versus being good franchises. And I use the Nuggets as a good franchise. Like, no,
Mm.
they're doing what it takes for that team to still be great and X, Y, Z, X, Y, and Z. And then the news that Jokic wanted fucking Russ came out. And Mookie said, now if they go out there and get Russ, Do you feel personally with how you feel about Russ? Do you feel that's a good that's still a good front office, good GM move? And you know what I told them? If they really do that, I will go in public on a public platform and state how much of an idiot I am for believing in such a dumbass franchise front office if they do some dumb shit like that.
Well, they
So
already done dumb.
Mookie,
They've
I
already
don't know
done
if you're
dumb
watching,
things.
but I'm a man of my word. I am such a dumbass for thinking that the Denver Nuggets were a competent enough franchise to genuinely not listen to Jokic and do what's best for their team and not what he thinks, which is go and get fucking Russell Westbrook. Get the fuck out of here. Insane work. But go ahead. My fault.
You know what's crazy? Since them winning the title, they lost Bruce Brown in free agency. They lost Jeff Green in free agency. They lost KCP in free agency, and then returned back with Russell Westbrook. Is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Ain't
just
nobody's taking Denver seriously in West. I hope so. I mean,
damn
not.
chat.
I mean, getting
No,
out
they
of
still
West. They are
contenders.
out of that thing.
But
They
you
still
don't.
contenders.
I'm
Don't
gonna
get
say
it. Don't get it twisted.
as long as
Yeah,
Jokic
Don't get it
playing, I'm taking the
twisted.
nigga serious. I don't know about I don't know about nobody
It's not,
else.
it's not just Jokic. It's like the young guys they got. They're already good defenders. They're only gonna get better. It's gonna just
I'm
look
not
different.
worried about
But
their defending. Well,
it's their
Their
Jokic
core
is
is
consistent
still
core.
there though.
KB,
The
Ain't
core is still there.
nobody scared of
no.
Peyton
Actually, no.
Watson.
I'm not.
KB,
I am worried about their defending. They lost
It's
KCP. Are we serious,
no, but
bro?
it's really it's their
No, they
consistent
still.
scoring and
And
go ahead.
Yeah.
offensively, they kind of. I don't want to say they stink now because they have the Jokic, but like, bro, what the hell? Like, what is
They're
this?
but the fact that they was like so bad from three last year, like
And they
it,
lost more shooting, and then they replaced it with a worse shooter, a worse player. Let's be real,
K,
bro. Just a worse player. Like,
KB, can I ask you a quick question?
that's what's up.
Since we on Utah, I just wanted to ask you, you think that you guys, because I know you're Warriors fans, with this addition of Westbrook, are you guys now more eligible of getting your boy?
Nah, this has
Luke?
nothing to do with Laurie. I'm not gonna lie.
nothing.
No?
This has nothing
Okay.
to do
No,
with
I
Laurie.
just had to ask because, when I didn't even know he went to Utah.
If we do manage to get him, Utah's trying to bargain for B-Pos instead of Kaminga, which is pretty funny now because I literally, you know what? I'm gonna shut up.
Would
But
you do
like,
it? Not would you do it? It's just a
No,
question.
I
I
already said it.
remember you
If
saying that, KB. I
I'd do
remember.
the trade. If you could keep one of them, I would do the trade. I'd do the trade regardless because I want to see Steph have like a playoff team. But like, it's
Yeah,
tough giving up 4 picks and B-Pods, Moody, and Kaminga. Like, you're just giving up everything you
that's
got.
so the entire
And
structure
be
of
a
the team.
second round exit team.
Like, so
Okay.
it's just like
No, thank you. I just had to ask.
even though like yeah we got Laurie, but we lost everything. So it's just like I don't know.
Yo, like it's bad, but I now that I'm thinking about, it, I don't mind giving up Moody if we do get Laurie, but
Don't
it's
mind,
just
nigga. Moody's in the package. He's leaving.
See, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
saying
Now
for
that you
like
see Westbrook available.
I'll be content if you give up only one of B-Pods or
only
Kaminga.
that's what I'm saying. One of them. I'm like, if we got to give up one, all right, cool.
Preferably, I'd rather keep B-Pods than Kaminga as of right now. But like,
I think because
it's cool though.
Pods is better
Life
right
ain't
now.
working like that.
Pods works better now than we don't know what Kaminga's gonna be like
But Danny Ainge's
later.
just being unrealistic. Like I just don't
No,
know what
he
he.
is. Yo, like I would.
If y'all think this is a realistic package, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like,
Nah, it's
bro.
not. He's always done this. Push the envelope, and he would wait
You
till
think?
mid-season to do it too.
Yo, actually, you think they throw in Looney as well with one of
yeah,
the
they're
younger
gonna have to throw in
guys?
some salary for like
Like
one of the
yeah, like they're
Looney or
gonna run.
GP2. I ain't gonna lie, your time is up.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
have to
just letting
go
you
with
know.
Yeah, I
him
was gonna
because I
say
think that's the
GB
only
Your
way
too.
that
time
makes
is up,
sense.
nigga.
That's the only way that makes sense.
We sending you to Utah. You're gonna have a new arc. You know, playing Salt Lake City with the
So the
you
Warriors,
can do that shit
so
over
the
there.
Warriors just delaying and the inevitable. They're
Pretty,
gonna let Smith decide.
pretty much.
Nigga,
I mean,
Steph is in what Abu Dhabi vibing right now, bro.
yeah,
That
he's
nigga's chilling.
chilling. He's chilling.
No, that man. Well, yeah, right now, but like when he come back to his team, he gonna realize,
That's
oh,
so tough.
I'm too
It's
good of a
crazy.
competitor
LeBron and
to
AD are gonna have
stay
to
here.
come back to Rui Hachimura and D'Lo. Steph gonna have to come back to Kevon Looney and GP2.
The
All
thing
these
was
niggas,
Oh,
too.
Draymond Green. Oh,
all
it's
these
you.
niggas
So
is
so
gonna
you
have to
just
come. All these niggas is
y'all
gonna
just
come back
disband
to their
Draymond
like
Green.
respective
Okay.
teams that
But
are
the
just
but the
like
thing
damn.
was the
You're
thing was
supposed to
Like,
miss $100 million, man. Come on.
but the thing
if
was is what's
Clay is
crazy.
gone, then might as well trade Steph too, man. At this point, like, let that man leave.
I think yeah, could just give him another competitive chance. But my thing is too is seeing everything that's going on with the Olympics. a lot of Steph's name got tarnished from this past season, especially like after the All-Star break. But when you see that, like, he is still he's still able to compete and like really show to be like a top 5 player, but because of the team that he's on, it makes him look worse. I think that's kind of crazy that people are starting to realize that it's not really Steph.
I already had this conversation with a lot of people. I don't really feel like having this conversation again.
I know.
But yeah, I hear you. That nigga's in the worst situation of any top 10 player.
Yeah,
So it's tough.
He should ask for a trade. He don't deserve this.
He
He don't
doesn't,
deserve
but
this.
you know,
I don't think he wants to.
the one attribute about Steph that's been really good for him is kind of killing him right now, just being a team guy and being loyal. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That nigga is not putting his own interest.
Lakers will send y'all 2030 pick. Don't worry.
That nigga will not. I promise
Y'all
you.
are talking about how unserious the fucking Warriors are. Let me tell you about an unserious fucking franchise. The franchise that tells Klay Thompson and Gary Trent, while we're not signing anybody, if y'all come here, y'all won't start. Yeah, y'all won't start. We won't guarantee y'all a starting spot. Because, we have so many fucking options. There's so many niggas banging down the LA doors. The 2 niggas that we're having a meeting with, yeah, y'all not going to start. Fucking unserious ass team, bro.
That's crazy, though. Ain't LeBron, ain't Gary Trent Jr. signed with Clutch?
I don't know.
Bro, listen.
We will still make 6 seed, Domo. Trust the process.
It wasn't your fault you didn't get Klay. The reason why you didn't get Klay is because that nigga just wanted to leave the state of California, bro. He just didn't want to be around Cali no more.
I don't care what he wanted. The fact that it's not about them niggas not choosing us. Them niggas not choosing us, that's fine. That's their preference. That's them. That's their choice. The fact we walk into these meetings with nobody on the books, with nobody coming. When I mean on the books, I mean nobody coming in, not signing a soul. LeBron having to take a pay cut just so we can get niggas on the minimum to add talent. For you niggas to sit across from the only 2 niggas that are willing to talk to us and say, if y'all come, guess who's sitting behind Austin Reeves? What? What? Like,
no, I didn't even know that.
Serious?
To be fair, we have saw this picture before.
What do you mean by that? I'm just. Yeah.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. He said we saw this picture before, but
he said with Giannis.
He didn't know.
That injury.
I mean, not that. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge, Carmelo. We even tried to get LeBron in 2015.
That was different.
There's no way.
LaMarcus Aldridge thing is different. The which one was it? I want to say the report about Kawhi. That was just mismanagement in my opinion.
Yeah.
That nigga dead ass said all we wanted is for y'all not to say nothing to the media, and niggas ran right to a reporter when that nigga left. I'm like, bro, you niggas are just awful when it comes to this negotiation shit. Like, y'all are not serious at all.
We even offer Spurs trade package to get Kawhi. We were sending Lonzo, we were sending Kuzma to get Kawhi back then, 2019.
But it was gonna be PG Kawhi Braun that they was trying to figure that shit out with.
Yeah.
Originally. Yep. That was on work.
How was that gonna happen? Oh, niggas taking pay cuts.
I'm talking about even when on the how was that shit?
On the court?
Yeah, PG at the 2.
Nigga,
that will work. On court, that thing would have worked.
Doesn't matter. That was LeBron. Still was LeBron.
Doesn't matter. I know.
That nigga would have played point guard. Kawhi would have just low managed into the playoffs, and PG's playing off of LeBron. What the fuck, nigga? It would have worked. Niggas would have made it work. I'd have went there and made it work. Fuck me.
Paul George was literally in team with Russell Westbrook, my guy, and with Carmelo Anthony. He would be happy here.
His career. I'm about to say it had the best year of his career next to Westbrook. Any nigga able to do that is a demon.
I'm
sorry. Okay, that's my Westbrook hate coming out. I'm sorry. Let me stop.
No, it's just
okay. Hate, please, hate more. We need more hatred in this world.
That's a fact. We do need more hatred in this world.
Speaking about Russ,
but I'm gonna wake up early to hate.
I do wake up early to hate. I ain't gonna lie. Look, Am I gonna tell this story? I am. Fuck that nigga. The most haterish shit I've done, I'm not like no joke. Like niggas, there are people that DM me and like I run into that genuinely think I like do this shit for the camera. I hate and like I really hate people. Like the most haterish shit I've done. I had this. I don't know. Well, this is a whole new community, so I don't know if niggas will know. But I had this little incident with a nigga on Twitter. The Twitter Spaces. Me and this one nigga, Ravion, was going back and forth. I am such a hater that when I got wind of this nigga's name being in the the XFL, one of the sub leagues, like he was in the draft. No, not NFL. The XFL or the USFL. Not CBFL, but the USFL and the XFL. I'm such a hater. I looked through 23 rounds of niggas to make sure his name was not selected at all. Like one by one. I looked through 23 rounds to make sure that nigga's name wasn't there. That's how much of a hater I am, nigga. I did that shit in my free time. I didn't do that shit on camera. I didn't do that shit on the pod. I didn't do that shit in the stream. I was chilling in Discord. And niggas, that nigga's going in the draft. I bet you he ain't getting drafted.
But that's investigating reporting.
But the thing is,
that's investigating reporting. You checked out your facts. That's not hating. You verified your facts before you put out that hate. So you actually did investigating reporting. That's not hate.
Nah, that's hate. But
no, because if he didn't get,
it's good hate. It's good hate.
To be honest, sometimes.
Oh yeah,
like sometimes even lying ain't wrong for sake of hating.
Wasn't around for that, man. That was a.
Nah, my kind of hating a little different though. My thing is, I get a sneaking suspicion I don't like somebody, and then as soon as they say something stupid or fuck up, I'll be like, I always knew that nigga was weird. That's all I do. I just
always knew that nigga was weird. That's funny.
Wait, Dom, were you in the Twitter space with Russell Westbrook's brother that one time?
No, Ray Westbrook. I didn't catch Ray Westbrook. I didn't get a chance to catch that nigga. No, y'all niggas would have known. Y'all would have known if I was in that space. Come on now.
Oh yeah. That would have been. I know Lo was in that space.
That was Lo, if I remember correctly. Lo started that stream and he joined.
I'm still mad about the fact that I was in Lo's space before KD got there, and then my Twitter like glitched out, so I had to restart and come back, and it was raps. That nigga joined right when I left, and that bitch broke, and Lo couldn't bring nobody else up. I was like, well, look at that. Look at that.
That's why he did that.
Look how God, like, that's how I know God works in mysterious ways. Because I would have crashed the fuck out, and I would have brought so much unwanted hate onto any platform I've been on. Because the shit I had written down and say to Kevin Durant was crazy.
Like,
prepared?
Yes. I have notes in my phone of like certain individuals. If I ever got a chance to talk to, the shit I'll say. Like, there's notes for Westbrook, there's notes for KD, there's notes for Joel Embiid and the whole Deport thing, because I feel like that might get traction. Rashard McCants, I got notes for him. I got notes for Dame. Yes, I do have notes for Dame. I have notes for De'Aaron Fox, but that's total different. Actually, I got some shit on De'Aaron Fox. That's
was it De'Aaron Fox for stuff now or when it was like back before he came into
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So wait, it's both?
I'm like, because I know you keep in touch with like some of the college players and high school players of like, around that time. Yeah, okay, cool.
Notes, yes, nigga, notes. I have literal bullet points of shit I'm ready to say to niggas. Yes. Y'all think I'm joking, nigga? I am a hater for real. Like in a cringy way. I'm a hater for real, nigga. Like I got old.
My man is Sukuna.
I got like that old head hate. I got that like that generational hate. Like you ask your granddad, hey, granddad, how you feel about Mr. Willie Earl? Fuck Mr. Willie Earl, and it's been fuck him since '62. I got that level of hate. Like,
and then the thing, you got my money back it up, so it's not hate. I don't understand how that's hate. If you got facts to say this guy sucks and he's not getting drafted, and he didn't get drafted, and you did the investigation, and you did your job.
Yeah, but it ain't even that. But he got smoked for KD, twin.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The first thing I'll say to Kevin Durant, if I ever got the chance, how do you feel knowing it's your fault you ruined one of the best young dynasties of all time? Like, it was your fault. Like, fully ready to blame that nigga. Like, fuck the Hooper talk, I'm ready to blame that nigga for 2016. Like, blatantly.
You know what? You know what?
Blatantly
He
blame.
have replied to
think
tweets
Damo-
like
I
that
think-
before though.
Are you?
I
Did you
think
like
Fuck
Damo
replying to
got
tweets.
that-
No. Fuck replying to tweets, nigga. Let's talk about it. Like, we here now. Let's talk about it. Really talk
I was
about it.
gonna
It's
say,
your
what-
fault, nigga.
Can I hear the thought process? I ain't agreeing to disagree. I just want to hear the thought process.
Oh, the thought process behind why it's his fault?
Yeah.
Because he ran away. I'm a troll the nigga too. I'm a troll. Everything gonna be based on the fact that he ran away from Russ. Like, he ran away from the situation and didn't tell Russ. That's how I know he internalized it as guilt for fucking up everything, for being so bad in the playoffs and allowing a 3-1 comeback. His guilt ate him up so bad that he ran away and joined the team that beat him.
You think he had like similar word of like what he did with Brooklyn, with literally changing the entire like scape of the team? Like, you think he had that back then to where he could have changed the situation with Russ to making that a better team to win?
Yes.
Fair enough.
It's Kevin Durant.
If Kevin Durant went and sat with the front office and said, "Hey, look, I am sick of playing with Andre Roberson," Roberson would have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have went to the front office and said, "Yo, I want to play like this," at that point in time, Kevin Durant was looked at as the second. He was a top 3 player in the NBA. Why would he not have pull or leeway with the team he was drafted to?
Fresh
He was
off of
marketed
MVP
as his team. Fresh off of MVP.
Because
And
Presti
look
was
what he did
running
last
that
year.
shit.
Look what he
Sam
did last year
Presti
with
did
the
not
Suns. He
hear
got the
anyone
guy-
bullshit.
And he could have also leveraged his contract into them bending to what he wants the team to be. I'll sign back if we do X, Y, and Z. And even then, they went out their way to make moves. They were going to get Al Horford and Victor Oladipo, which are upgrades from Kendrick Perkins.
That would have been good ball.
Roberson.
That would have been good ball.
They were already appeasing to the nigga.
That would have
He
been
coulda just
good
did that.
ball. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been great ball. That would have been tough.
Oladipo and Horford, man. Thank God that did not happen. Like if that happened, they are coming out of West, and my king would have lost in final.
I was just gonna say, I think that KD's been given a lot of opportunities because even with the Suns, he got that dude Wetembe from the Nets last year.
Drew
Watanabe.
Eubanks.
Yeah, the tall.
Drew
Is it
Eubanks.
that? Yeah, he got him on the team.
Yuta
for years.
Watanabe.
Yeah, Watanabe. There you go. He's been doing this for years, and I kind of agree with you when you put it that way, that he runs from a challenge, because he should have stayed in Brooklyn. He could have stayed with OKC, and they could have been winning for years. But for you to go off on him like that,
I think that's the case with every team.
You
though.
are
I
right.
think with
You got
every,
that.
it's with every.
I think Brooklyn ain't on KD. Brooklyn ain't on KD, in my opinion.
My thing was,
I do have a
Uncle
bunch
Russ.
of level hate for niggas.
I think the thing is that there was a situation for every time KD has left the team that there was a case that he could have stayed and contributed to making a winning run again. But I don't know. I think
What
I think it
is
all started
winning
with
run with your team when you have Dorian and Finney-Smith when Kyrie is traded and Ben Simmons with you? Like, what is winning situation
I
there?
don't know about
Ben wasn't
I don't know about
playing.
him staying on the net. Staying on the Nets after James and Kyrie leaves, I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
that's
No,
true.
I wasn't talking like that. I was talking about when they had the core 4. I thought that they were going to stay and actually do something. I'm not blaming him for that. That's what I'm saying. I blame him for leaving, OKC, and I blame him for
Hold on. We got a super chat. Al Horford and Oladipo on OKC. That is not helping them win a chip. Get the fuck out of here. If you replace Andre Roberson with Victor Oladipo and Kendrick Perkins with Al Horford in 2017,
Not Kendrick Perkins, Enes Kanter.
What? Enes Kanter.
Even if
In 2017, are you insane to think that's not helping them more? They were literally a game away from the finals with them niggas. You're telling me without them, and you're telling me upgrading that position, they don't have a better chance? You're eating meat, my nigga. You're meat munching. Num. That's you. Num. You're looking for all the meat, numbing on it. Num. That's what you're doing, buddy.
But the thing is, I wasn't saying when Kyrie left. When Kyrie left, I knew it was grit. But for me, I coped. But I was like, Cam Thomas just got off of
defense and injury prone Oladipo. That is not injury prone. Oladipo was not injury prone that year. What are we talking about?
That wasn't it?
They're yapping.
Wasn't that 2 years
Let me
later?
see.
Was that 2 years
What you
later?
call it?
No.
2 years later, what?
2017, he
Oladipo being
played
injury prone.
67 games. Yeah, that was in 2019 when he became injury
That was in
prone.
2019.
2017, he played 67 games. 2018, the best year of his career, He played 75 games. What are you talking
Because
about?
I remember 2018 Victor Oladipo. That nigga was nuts.
2018, Victor
What are you
Oladipo was a
talking
demon.
about? That was not.
And butterfly effect too. If he is with Oklahoma City Thunder, maybe he will not get hurt in 2019. There is
And
that
what you
possibility.
call it? Jack John, exactly. That nigga credited Westbrook for why he got so goddamn good. And we're talking about less defense. Oladipo was a two-way player at that time who was going to be a third, fourth option on offense. So he's going to be playing great. He's going to be able to give you more on defense. And Al Horford is less defense than Enes Freedom? Are you serious?
What defense do you see from Enes Kanter?
That's what I'm saying. Enes Freedom is
Enes
giving you more
Kanter and
defense?
Steven Adams is nasty front court, like one hell of a front court.
Nigga, you can name. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's probably 10 niggas in here right now that play better defense than Enes Freedom. What?
Wow.
What?
I mean,
Hey man,
not
Come on,
wrong.
son. Come on, son. Like, what are we?
I just
what are
don't.
we
I just
doing
don't
for real?
understand how.
What are we doing?
how you
Ox,
can-
there's one right there. Big Ox, he's here. That's one. There you go. That's one. Ox plays better defense than fucking Enes Freedom. What?
Right now?
Right now. Right now. What?
Definitely.
Ox right now.
He's one of the worst
Another
big men
$5 super chat. Damo, you're an obvious meat eater. Cut it out. That still isn't a championship roster. Again, with lesser players, they were one game away from the finals. I think a significant upgrade too. Not just minor upgrades, significant upgrades. To that, to those
people are forgetting that OKC were not even favored to make out to second round. Spurs were the favorite to make out to second round when they faced. They were 67 win team and they beated Spurs. Those demon Spurs, they beated them to get to the Warrior. And they
Niggas are forgetting
dominated
that-
them in first.
Niggas are forgetting that Andre Roberson was basically a negative on offense, though. Like, what are we not understanding with that? He was basically a negative.
He
on
will
offense.
come
He was
from
a
bench,
significant
my
upgrade.
guy, and retire in next year.
And then people act like it's that much of a drop off defensively between them. It's really not.
There is, I mean, what you call it, the drop off between. I can concede and say Roberson is the better defender, better perimeter defender.
Oh yeah,
That's
for sure.
fair.
But I'm saying it's not like
But
a big
I'm about to say the
drop-off.
gap isn't huge, and the gap offensively is so significant that no one in their right mind, no one in their right mind will even consider Roberson over Victor Oladipo.
You know what kind of spacing you get?
No
from that?
way.
Especially with Al Horford and both of them together. Al Horford, there's not even a conversation to be had about fucking Al Horford and his freedom. There's not even a conversation. Like genuinely, no convo to be had there.
I have one question though, guys. I have one question. Like, it was year of 2060, right? 3-point shooting is prevalent. Team is adapting to that strategy. So why the hell were Thunder were running lineup of Dion Waiter, Andre Robertson, and Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and Steven Adams? Why the hell that lineup was running in year of our Lord in 2060? Like, only competent sports player is Kevin Durant in the starting lineup. Like, who cooked that lineup?
You want to go, Damo, or you're muted?
Oh no, go ahead. You got it.
Oh, I was gonna say, you're talking about that lineup during the playoffs, right?
Yep, it hurt them.
I believe from what they were doing when they started losing, because it was a 3-1 comeback that they lost to. Yeah, they needed more scoring, and they started figuring out ways on how to deal with Russ and KD. So they needed another option offensively to deal with them. So they got Dion Waiters off the bench, not even in rhythm or anything like that. So it kind of fucked with them. And yeah, the rest is history. It's probably more to that, but I think that was just one of the reasons. Like, that's why they decided to
Like,
put him
this
in.
is such a horrendous lineup to run. Like, are you intentionally trying to lose? And
But
like,
that's the lineup
what
that
the
made
hell was?
KD leave, though. That's exactly the lineup that made him leave. Once he seen Alvin Roberson and Kendrick Perkins couldn't hit a layup.
But it's the fact
But
that it all goes around in full circle too. Because
And that's big facts on him, Primo.
KD went and said the same thing when in Brooklyn. He was like, "Nigga, I got Royce O'Neal on my team. What the fuck?" Royce was like, "What the nigga? What did I do?" he just won a team that worked with him, and KD is now starting to be more vocal about it. I feel like he just wasn't vocal about it back then, and like
He should
I
have
now
mean,
never
he.
asked for
easily,
James Harden
you
in
easily
Brooklyn
could
because he
have,
would have
but
been all right.
you're
He would have never asked for James Harden
perennially.
in
Some
Brooklyn. They
people
would have
say
been
second
decent with
best
that
player, some
team.
people say third best player. Either
That's
way, he was top 3 in the world at that time. You mean to tell me you can't manage to talk to your front office and get Kendrick Perkins, or not even Kendrick Perkins? You can't get Enes Kanter and Andre Robertson off your team for some type of assets?
honestly, I'm not really because I feel I don't think KD was a very vocal person about things that went on back then. Only up until like later years, like next
Oh
years.
yeah,
Like now,
that is definitely, and that's a fault on KD in my opinion. That
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he
on him.
wasn't vocal about what
there
he
was that.
wanted
Like
or
hell,
how he
it was
felt a team should be led
he
or
had
how he
multiple
felt the team should be
burners.
constructed. Yeah.
He had multiple burners, so clearly he wasn't like a confrontational kind of person. Even when it was the thing with the thing that went on with Draymond, like things of egos shifting and all these kind of things happening within KD's career, especially during on the Warriors, when he started getting that confidence of being like, oh yeah, I'm actually that nigga. Whoa, like I know that now, to the point to where like now when it's like Draymond Green is talking to me, what the fuck? And he still doesn't feel like he can say something to him like in person or anything like that. Like he just like it's later on he decides like, all right, like I know who the fuck I am, and I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want.
But I find that crazy, and I even said it I was even running with that shit at the time of, bro, Kevin Durant got his team yanked away by Russell Westbrook.
He did.
Because
Mhm.
He absolutely did.
Kevin Durant that was his team. And I
Period.
will always say when KD went down and they had that half season of Russ where he damn near either he did average a triple double for half a season or damn near average a triple double for half the season.
Mhm.
One or the other. He got the confidence to be a number one, and he carried himself that way. And I'm like, bro, you let this nigga yank your team away. And and to this day, I'm like, bro, that's crazy work.
Brandon, I partially agree with that.
This ain't it did not started in 2015. This was talking point since 2012. You can go back and listen to the final when Russ was holding ball on possession more than Kevin Durant. Like this was very very old talking point. Like it didn't just come out of thin air. Like we were talking about this back then. Like KD even disappeared against Spurs in 2014 and Spurs went to final. Like this was very common talking point back then that whose team is this? Like this was very, very common talking point. I remember that.
But the thing is wait, for what team? I'm sorry, you was talking about?
Okay, see.
For okay, oh okay, never mind. Good team. Never mind. Because I'm like, I mean, it was KD's team, and you know when you look at box score and shit like that, because it's KD, he's a microwave scorer, all that kind of shit. But I was for the Warriors. They were saying the same thing of whose team that is. But I mean, people are still trying to figure that out to this day, or whose team that was on the Warriors. But hey,
It was Curry's.
it was Curry's, but I don't feel like arguing about that.
It was
Yeah.
Draymond's. We've
I don't
clearly
even.
seen
listen,
all
I'm a
since
Lakers and
22.
Cavs
That
fan. I do
team has
not
two
like
and three
Curry, but
been
it was
Draymond Green's team.
Oh yeah.
what I want to ask. What I want to ask that one dude that put in the super chat about the whole not being a championship team. When we talk about offensive ability, like people basically looking like negatives on offense, I should say. Who, at least for me personally, would y'all rather have Andre Roberson back then, or hypothetically speaking, if he plays and if he actually wants to play, would you rather have back then Andre Roberson or now Ben Simmons?
Now Ben Simmons, because he at least brings exceptional
If Ben
transition
Simmons
play.
played, that is.
Yeah, so I believe even though he's not as good
What is
in the
now
half
Ben
court as
Simmons
far as
though?
scoring,
I'm about to
but I'm
say,
gonna take Ben
yeah.
Simmons.
Now
Yeah,
Ben
now
Simmons would
Ben
be
Simmons.
like,
Back
I'd
then,
probably
Andre
say,
Roberson, because I'm not gonna lie to
like
you,
the
at
40
least the
games that
nigga
he played.
plays.
At least he on the court.
I'm gonna say at least that nigga will play. Like Ben Simmons,
I
you paying Ben
can't.
Simmons 40 mil to do what we doing. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, he fresh
Yeah,
though.
I'm
He is
saying
just
like
fresh at
probably
the
like
game, like
what
me.
season was it when he had like that 40 game sample size and then missed out the second half of the year? Or was it the first half of the year that he missed out on? I'm forgetting which year that was. But I know
I'm
Ben
not
Simmons played like
understanding the
around.
question. If it's 2020 Ben Simmons and peak Andre Robertson, I'm going with 2020 Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
Why?
let me say that 2020 Ben Simmons versus back then Andre Robertson. Let me use that one actually instead
100 out
instead
of
of
100 time 2020 Ben Simmons. I ain't even thinking twice.
The All-Star Ben Simmons?
Hell yeah.
Like, that's not even fair.
That's easily Ben Simmons. Yeah, at that point.
That's
Yeah.
not even fair.
But if we're talking about Ben Simmons now that can hardly get on the court, then I would take any nigga that can just be on the court.
Yeah, I'll take Bronny James.
y'all taking Ben Simmons offensively over Andre Roberson, right?
Yeah, but that's like moving the goalpost. But I thought it was just Andre Roberson or Ben Simmons. I didn't know.
No, I'm saying that. I'm just saying, I was just adding that on top of everything.
No,
So may I ask you guys?
That's
who
like
do you
asking,
think-
do I want to get punched in the face or kicked in the face? Like, nigga, I'm still getting hit in the face. I don't.
Nah, I ain't
I
gonna do this.
guess punch.
Given those Muay Thai training videos I've seen, I think I'm gonna take the punch.
Yeah,
If
I'd
I'm being
rather
honest
take
with
the
you,
punch,
Damo.
to be honest with you.
I was gonna
Yeah,
ask you guys.
I don't
I was
want
gonna ask you
neither.
guys two quick questions. Number one, who do you think right now has the best hidden talent in the NBA? And right now, who do you think is gonna have the best year next season?
Wimby and Wimby.
Okay. The reason why I
The
said the
best
best
hidden
hidden
talent? Are you
yeah,
talking
the
about
best
like in
hidden
terms of
talent is like
in terms of teams or a player that
a
people
player that
haven't
nobody
realized?
is gonna be watching. Like for example,
Okay.
like last year, Nas Reed. Everyone was like,
Okay.
okay, Nas Reed's a good player, but he won Sixth Man of the Year. Like someone that you didn't really expect was gonna have a good year.
Kenny Lofton Jr.
You serious about Kenny Lofton Jr.?
I like Kenny Lofton Jr.
Terrence
Ooh.
Shannon Jr.
I got you. AJ Johnson.
From the
Here we
Bucks,
go.
okay?
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
AJ Johnson's gonna prove everyone, including Mars, wrong.
So who's your MVP vote?
AJ, let me stop. My MVP next year. My MVP next year. You know what? I'm gonna throw an oddball out there. Ja Morant.
Wow.
I got Ja for MVP next year.
Thank you,
Hey,
Damo.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, Damo. I'm right there with you.
All right, so give out y'all guys. Dom was the only one that went. Like,
I'm going Wimby. I'm going Wimby.
Hidden talent. I already said Kenny Lofton. Best season next
They
year.
hit the
I'll
GG
probably
Jackson
say
already, bro.
I am
Gigi
rolling with
Jackson?
Embiid next year for MVP.
do I want to say Luka?
I honestly think that I was gonna say like a guard come out of nowhere, like that. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name. The kid from Chicago that we were talking about.
Zealous?
Yeah, I think he's gonna have an improvement season, but I don't think he's gonna be like rookie of the year. I think he's just gonna be really good. To be honest with you, my MVP would be. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just being normal." I think Luka might actually win it next year because of what he did last season, and I think he's gonna double down on it this season. So I actually think Luka might win it.
Luka could win it every year. It's just that it's a slump he have in the middle or somewhere in the season to where he lose votes. He do this.
Okay.
He do it every year.
I just had to
I
ask
think
you
I
because
do agree there.
I think Luka's running out of time. If I'm being completely honest, I think Luka is.
Running out of time
Yeah,
for what?
Yeah,
running
okay,
to
That's
yeah.
insane thing to
win.
say. He have lot
To
of
win.
time. Like
No, because when a
guys
lot
who
of
are
times,
in other side of age are Embiid and
But what
Let
Jokic.
him
They
finish
will
his
quickly
point.
age.
but what we love to do is we love to look at Luka and focus on the numbers that he's putting up, and we keep constantly forgetting that Giannis can come back with another 32, 12, and 6 season. Jokic is going to always be in top 2, top 3, and advanced analytics. And the way that I don't think we put enough stock in if Wemby starts taking the type of jumps that we all think Wemby can take. There's no way Luka can win MVP over a guy who's going to be elite offensively and the top 1, 2 defensive player in the league. So for me, I think Luka has maybe 1 or
So
2
you think
seasons.
Wemby gonna win 6 in a row?
I think if Wemby pans out to be the player everybody thinks he's going to be, I don't see why he can't.
I can see Wemby
Should I
winning
drop
three in
a
a
hot
row.
take?
Hold on. Let me just say this real quick about
I don't
Wemby.
think
I
so.
can see Wemby being the guy probably winning MVP 3 times in a row,
Yeah, you
but
could
I
do
don't
that.
honestly see him winning like 6 or 7 like that. I can see him being the one to like compete with Joker about how it is as a center. I can see that, and that'll be dope. Him and B, but I think he would be the one to get the 3-peat. But as far as next season, I don't think he's ready to be MVP yet.
No. The
And it
team
has
not
nothing to
really
do with
good
him. It
enough.
has nothing to do
And
with
no,
him.
and the same way I understand where everybody's coming from with that argument. Nobody would have thought that SGA would have been ready to be in MVP conversations this past season either. So I'm just saying.
Why wouldn't we? Last
I
year
think
he was
Wemby gonna
good
be
though.
top 10 conversation for that. Like I think he's
People
gonna be
knew
in that round.
OKC was gonna be
Wemby's top 10
depleted
now.
this year.
No. People did not know that. As somebody who sat on Players'
Thank
Choice
you, Damo.
around this
Thank you,
time
Damo.
last year,
Thank you,
Nobody
talking
knew.
Damo.
about, OKC could make noise, and I had to listen to people like Ox and Ron tell me,
Wait,
what are you
Marcy.
really about to get?
Look
What are
who
you really about
talking
to get from
though.
Isaiah Joe? What are you about to get from these young guys? Are they gonna really take these steps?
Damo.
Chet's already injured. Do we trust Chet? I'm just and the chat
But
didn't
look who
disagree.
you talking to though.
It wasn't just them. The chat didn't disagree. Chat was
Yeah.
with them. It was not a
Mhm.
consensus that
That's
people
the
just
player choice
believed in the
bias.
Thunder. The Thunder genuinely that was, and I'm talking about from Let's Keep It a Buck as well. I'm
But
talking from
listen,
two
nobody
platforms
thought they
that are
was getting
prominent
number
with the
one.
community in basketball. No one thought they were going to be top 5. No
Oh, I
one thought
thought
they
they
were
was
going to
going
be
to
a
the play. I
playoff
already
team.
seen it
Niggas had
last
them in the
year.
play-in. Niggas had them in the play-in going into this year.
I didn't.
Wild.
Well,
And
I didn't.
Yeah,
can
there's a
we
lot of
all
talk about
agree
them.
that
NBA was a
But
beast
no one
at
last
Making
year.
it to the
least Thunder
playoffs.
is
But no one
top
had
2 team in the
whatchamacallit though.
West?
No one had SGA being an MVP candidate going
Yeah,
into
Yeah,
the
nobody
nobody
had
season.
nobody
did.
had
He
the
was MVP
expectation.
But that's
candidate last
why.
year though, like year
But
before
listen,
that, like
This
No, he
time
maybe
last
not
year,
wasn't.
nobody
The
had
year
him.
before that,
Shea was not an.
like
This is the only year he's been an MVP candidate. What are you talking about?
yeah. This the
he
only
was
year
all
he been
Marcy,
NBA
consistent.
look,
first
Oh
team
no,
though.
I lied. He was
last year.
top 5 last year. He was top 5 last
Oh,
year.
Yeah,
I lied like
oh,
last
shit.
year.
Russ was
yeah,
there
last
last
year.
Yeah,
year.
He
yeah,
was
no,
top 5
Shay,
last
Shay,
year.
Before he
yeah,
was
Shay,
on
no, Shay
Ascension.
was definitely being talked about. It was just team aspirations. They
Teams,
didn't
yeah.
know
Yeah,
what he was going
that's
to
what I
end
mean.
up.
I'm yapping.
Yeah,
Chat. I'm
That's
yapping.
because
Chat.
They
I'm
were
yapping.
saying
it
that
was
they
they
couldn't win as a
because
team.
See,
they
factor
they
in.
clearly needed a big man and they ended up getting Chet and they go from playing friends to top of the league. Like that's
But we
that's just
knew that though, because we didn't know they was gonna be number one. But everybody was talking about when Chet finally got to play. We see J Dub balling. If you was watching them play, you was like, oh, these young boys got something coming up.
oh yeah, for
And
sure.
they were liking Chet better too this year.
Damo, you're muted.
I'm muted.
I'm about to say, and I absolutely agree with you. I genuinely was one of the people watching that team, kept a close eye on that team, and I seen the vision. But I was in the minority in basketball conversations talking about the Thunder being a team that was going to push for real.
Well,
So
welcome to the
again, it
club.
wasn't a consistent. It was not a consensus. But I was the same. But again, I'm the same nigga that was saying the Rockets and Pistons were going to win 40 games, and I was right about one. So
The Rockets did.
how
yeah, I'm
are
about to say I
those
was right about
people
the
who
Rockets.
thought
About
that
the Pistons.
Chet would be bust? How many people
Them niggas
remember
are
that
quiet.
talking point?
You would think no one ever said that, and that's crazy. You would think people were just always on the side of Chet. Like niggas didn't have questions about him. Like niggas didn't doubt him.
They did.
Like when he
I
got
did.
hurt playing. Like when that nigga got hurt playing against LeBron in that fucking Drew
I
League,
definitely
how
did.
niggas didn't have all the shit to say. You would think none of them niggas exist anymore. Them niggas just evaporated off the face of the earth. Now that this nigga's hooping and played a full season of healthy basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with
Like
that.
I am gonna be
But
honest with you all. Like Chet and Wemby both this year have all-star caliber season.
You said
They
all-star
both
caliber.
kinda have case to be all-star. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like that's all-star caliber season that Wemby have.
When was the last time a rookie was an all-star?
Last time it
I
was
don't think it
Ben
was.
Blake Griffin.
I'm about to say I was
Last
gonna say
time?
Blake, and then I had to think about it. Was it Blake?
yeah, Blake.
Yeah,
I don't
Blake.
think Zion made it his rookie year. No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
It was
I
Blake
was just
Griffin.
thinking about young all stars. I was just thinking
Blake.
young all stars, but Blake then, yeah.
I'm just thinking.
And before him, it was
What
maybe
Kobe
David
did.
Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. So watching Blake Griffin when I was younger, bro, that boy was crazy. And it was crazier too that Steph he ended up having a higher vertical.
Crazy.
Steph had a higher vertical than him in the draft.
Someone said Luka.
Luka didn't
Nah,
make it.
Luka was not true.
No,
he wasn't.
Luka didn't make it.
Nah.
Nigga said Kobe. No, I don't. We said the last one. Blake
No,
was his second year.
Kobe
His second year was
Kobe
his
did
first
not
year
make
though.
All-Star team in
He was
1997.
backing up Eddie Jones.
But real
Kobe was
quick,
backing up Eddie Jones.
whoever said Blake, it was his second year. His second year was technically his first year
because he was injured.
Yeah, unless you're talking about his. No, yeah. His technical first year playing, he was an All-Star.
Yeah.
Did Ben Simmons make it?
No,
rookie year, no. But he was in the same situation as Blake. So let me check, because he could have.
Yeah, because he didn't play the
2018.
No,
his first year playing was 2018. No, he didn't make it.
He made All-Star team next year in 2019.
Yeah, he made it his second year.
Yep.
Yeah, so the last one definitely might be. It might be Blake. Not might be. It probably is Blake. Because I can't think of nobody else that was.
It's Blake, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and Mike and Hakeem, if I remember correctly,
Jordan
from top of my
head.
head.
No, not as a rookie. I don't remember Jordan being an All-Star as a rookie.
He was froze in that game, and that is why he is petty at Isaiah Thomas.
Okay. I'm not gonna call you out on it. Like I said, I just don't remember. I'm not gonna say you're right or wrong.
He was All-Star and he was freeze in that game, and he is mad at Isaiah Thomas because of it throughout his
been
life.
an All-Star that year, though.
His first year, he was an All-Star. Nah, I don't.
Yes, he was, and he was in dunk contest too. He averaged 28 points. He was All-Star. Yes.
That's a good point. Did Yao Ming make it his rookie year?
I think he was an All-Star every.
Yes. He did make it. Yes, he did make it. He was in starting five.
I think Yao Ming was the only.
But that was popularity contest.
I think Yao Ming was the first, or not the first. But I think he was one of the only players to like go through his first to like last year being an All-Star.
Shout out Big Marcus Push in the chat.
Did Vince make it as a rookie?
No, Vince didn't make it as a rookie.
What you call it?
They had the
Yao Ming did. Yao Ming was an All-Star every year of his career. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Every year he played. There wasn't 2010 missed the year because of foot. But yeah.
But I think every list that I'm seeing is Blake Griffin.
But he played for
Big Yao, top 5 center all time. Can we say that? All-Star every year. All-Star every year of his career, Yao Ming. That's not top 5 center.
That is a dope play.
Look, to be honest with you, when it comes to All-Star break, that's like mid-season awards. So for me, it's like you can't base a guy for a half a season. That's why a lot of people
like Achilles injury. Kobe made the All-Star team, for crying out loud. Like when Kobe was hurt, he was making All-Star team.
In that span.
I was just gonna say, I
Wait, how many what?
That's a note to the top 5.
How many
Okay, I
All-NBA
got y'all.
teams he made?
All NBA 5.
See, like that's a good.
He made 5. He made 5 All NBAs, 8 All Stars.
See that I like that All NBAs better. Did he make any defensive? Any defensive?
He was.
He was one of the first defensive teams.
None.
Yao Ming did not have any All-Star defensive.
Literally, his only accolades is Hall of Fame, 8 All Stars, 5 first teams, and then an All Rookie team.
Okay.
Damn.
You got an argument.
Nah, having 8 seasons of almost 20 and 10. Nah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. 20 and 10 with what you call it, with 2 blocks. That is crazy.
Yeah,
and
he was playing with Tracy McGrady, a heavy ball handler who have lot of scoring.
The last season he played, all right, so this last was kind of crazy. He played 5 games in 2011 at the age of 30, averaged 18 minutes a game, and gave you 10 and 5, and made the All-Star team that year.
That's a top 10 center right now.
Now that's
a top 10 center right now.
Now that was kind of crazy. I will say that's kind of
crazy. And what's crazy too is like, was it 2010 or 2011 that was the lockout season?
2011 was full season. 2011 was full season. Yep.
12. Yeah.
It was 12?
2012.
Yeah. 012 was lockout year. Yep.
Oh, so I'm like, but they didn't have criteria for All-Stars back then?
No. Not like how they do
Not
now.
really.
That shit
No,
was voted
Iverson was
on.
making the
All
All-Star
star
team.
never have any criteria. Let's be for real here.
Oh,
And you
wow.
also remember they changed it from they changed it to fan voting now to where the fans can vote more now as it was back in the day. Because back in the day you couldn't really vote unless you was a writer.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
So
Now,
a
when
Fan
lot of
y'all
voting
guys who
played,
were
existed
voting,
for a long
hold on, a
time,
lot
though.
of guys
Like,
that were
let the
voting
fans
for
vote.
MVPs. That's why I said I can't argue about the All Stars because it's half season. So back at those times, the writers were the ones that did the voting, writers, players, and such like that. But when you go to All NBA, that's across the board. I could see that. So for me, if he did that, I
All
give him
NBA.
credit, man. But I don't think he's top 5.
Oh, also,
Hell,
Wait, was it
I wanted to.
that same criteria for when that Hawks team, like 4 out of the 5 players made
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
It was that same criteria.
I don't think it
2015.
was the same. I don't think that was the same criteria by then.
no, you could.
Yo,
The fans
Mars, you
voted
gotta
when
chill
y'all played.
out, Mars.
What?
Does anybody? All right, fuck the bullshit. Why did Mars get packed? There's no. He's trolling, right? He
No,
didn't actually
Yeah,
get
I asked
traded.
him in the chat.
okay,
He
long
ain't
story
say.
short, something happened last night on Bob, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that happened behind the scenes. But I just think Mars is joking.
What the
It's
hell
not like
going
that
on?
serious.
Yeah, I'm
I
about to
can't
say,
I
see a
just think
yeah.
reason.
he's joking.
I can't see a reason other than
He not
Mars just
packing
getting
though.
like some extra sleep because the stream was like 4 or 5 hours because
Yeah,
the
last night we
first
No,
was
it
up
was like
like
talking.
the
6
first
hours.
like the first 2 hours, but this was like the first 2 hours was mainly focused on Jalen, and then after that it got into why black people ain't worth nothing, why black
Oh
men
my
killing
god.
each other.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was
It got
And
crazy.
it
bad.
also
Oh my
Yeah, it
went
got
off
bad.
topic.
They
It went
got the
off
black
topic
Yeah,
to
boy that
where
cried.
it wasn't trying
then
to fix.
then
We
it
were trying
then
to.
it went then it went to Bob Coonan and Buck
Yeah,
Benson.
What?
yeah, they were making
Yeah,
fun of me and shit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Basically,
We
we
the
got
don't
we
long
got
story
wanna
short
hear
was,
that.
yo,
we got a
you
Wait,
person
wait,
went
wait, wait,
there.
wait,
hey,
wait.
we got a
Cowboy
person on
Bob
stage.
or
Yeah,
Ox? Wait, now I'm
Ox.
confused.
Ox. It's a person on
Ox?
stage who said Ox was Buck Benson. Primo.
Me.
Primo said it
Primo.
What did I know? What I
because
know
of the
what I
whole
got to
Primo.
June
stream.
16th.
I,
He was
Wait,
talking
this
about
was
You
June
gotta,
this.
you
Wait,
gotta.
when did
16th.
this happen? This is the
I ain't gonna
last
lie,
stream.
I
Damo.
know. I
Damo.
know. I got
Damo.
to stream it.
I was gonna say
It
it's
was
like six
last
hours.
night's
It's like
show.
6 hours. It's like a 6 hour
Okay.
I'm about to say. I
Yeah,
heard there
it
was
was
a
a 6 hour
6 hour
stream.
stream.
Yes, it
Yeah,
Nigga,
it was a
was.
6 hour
what?
stream. Now
Yeah.
the
That's a
first
lot of
two
money,
hours was
man.
about now
Damn.
The
like I
first two
said, like
hours
the
was
first two
productive.
hours yeah, the
Was
first
productive.
2 hours was about Jalen. And then a
Yeah,
couple of people came up, said some things, and then people felt like if you said that whatever if at some point once it became people saying that they didn't feel any type of way about what Jalen said, you started seeing raccoon emojis in the chat and
yeah.
it just went all downhill from there.
I
Yep.
wasn't doing that though.
They were
I
calling
would
us. They were
Raccoon
calling
emojis,
Bob
I would
I
know.
sellout.
wasn't a part of that.
I would know because I was a part of it. Because as soon as I came up there and said, particularly me growing up and being an African American male growing up in
Oh,
South Carolina of all places, I didn't necessarily have a problem with what Jalen said because I understood Jalen said he was going to go get the people and not that he hoped that what happened to Chill was the same thing. But when you grow up in South Carolina, the state that prides itself on being the first state to succeed, you're kind of used to a lot of stuff being said. So, but
I
yeah, it
got
went downhill.
I
Was
got
you?
yelled at because I said
Yeah.
my parents were immigrants and I felt offended and everybody was like, "Oh, you can't say that." But
Exactly.
it's all kinds of crazy stuff that was going on.
But
Like I
that's the
was saying a
reason why
joke,
you feel like that, though.
but I'm
That was
just
my
saying
whole
y'all
point.
gotta
But I
understand the
don't
whole
even want to
purpose.
get into that. Man.
Yeah, we ain't getting into it. But all I'm saying
Yeah.
is we had a conversation last night and it was a start. But what I don't agree with is when we have a conversation and one side is saying you're wrong, but then won't allow you to express yourself or even listen to your views.
that
So
A girl was causing problems. I heard.
No,
The
bro.
A
People
girl.
say
Yeah,
pedal.
it's a
Yeah.
girl. I don't, Damo, you
you
might
ever met
know her
her?
because she's a girl that's been in spaces with Low before where she essentially what it came out to is like she's been known, I guess, through the circles with Low and everybody else to be somebody who just pretty much
She's a
disagrees
tether.
with black men and black
That's what
and
she is.
anything black in general.
Let me tell you
So
right
when
now. Let me tell you right now. I am
She's a
not
tether.
familiar. I'm not familiar with any of the jigaboos that are frequent in low spaces that I don't like if I don't know them on a first name basis. I
Fact.
only
all
know a
right,
couple
guys,
of
we
the
won't be
the,
getting
the
to the gym tomorrow.
I'm about to say the
Hey,
low
hey,
locals. I know KB. I know Eli, and that's because I don't even know them from Lowe's community. I've known of them before it became Lowe's community. Other than that, I don't know what women you talk. KB, please type out who is he talking about? Who the fuck is Anna? And where have I been when she came around?
Did they let,
KB was KB
Who
was
is that?
KB composed himself well, but Anna tried to go for KB and said nothing.
She tried to go after Mars.
She was talking
She
crazy.
tried to go after Mars, and Mars
He was
had to
going
put
there.
it in check.
Who, bro? What? Yo, what's her? KB, what's her at? I'll make a space right after this.
Yo,
What's her
Mars,
at?
Mars
What's
was
her
like,
at?
Yo, I'm talking.
What's her at?
I was like, ooh, Mars.
What's her at? What's her
Bro,
at?
she
What's her
was
at? 'Cause
talking crazy,
if she
bro.
disagrees with
They
black
let
men,
her
I'll give her
get
something to
off.
disagree with. What's her at? Somebody
No,
let me
no,
know.
no, 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 no,
What's her
no.
at?
Your hate will push you over the edge.
I really like
What's her
Danny
at?
Granger when I was kid.
But stream
I'll
music,
give her
Kobe.
something to hate. I'll give her
Look
something
up.
to hate.
Look
Nah,
up. You gotta
Domo,
look
you
up
push
Big
her over
Ox
the edge,
Mom.
bro.
That
Mars
830
Mars
talk.
Graveyard shit, Kobe. You gotta look up Big Ox Mom channel, Kobe.
Bro, listen,
What's
man.
her at? She
came
believes
straight
black
through
babies deserve to
with
be
that little
aborted.
black
I
girl.
know her.
Don't say it on here. Don't
Wait,
say it
I
on here.
know her. I know
I
her.
told you,
I
Damo.
know her.
I
I know
told
her.
you,
I know
Damo.
her.
I told you, Damo.
I
She's gonna kill you
know
at the end.
her.
Don't say it on here, though.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Domo, you might
I
be
know
suspended
her.
in next
I
episode.
know.
That's why I
I
said you can't say
think.
that.
I think I know what
Thanks,
you're
Mars. She's gonna
talking
call us.
about.
She's gonna call us
Yeah,
all
see?
bandits now.
I was
She
forgetting her name, but I
she called us
remember
all
her being
I
bandits.
think
consistent.
I
Yeah.
know who you're
Just
talking
watch the
about.
episode. Just watch the episode.
Yeah, Mars, you're gonna be by
Jason
yourself
Lowe
tomorrow,
did a
Mars.
playback vid on her. This stream is cooked.
Yeah.
Watch it. Damo's getting back. Oh, why? Because I read the
Yeah.
thing about.
Yeah,
Because you,
that's what I was trying to
First of all, I'm not gonna hold you. I can go on 8 of my YouTube videos right now, and there is genuinely an ad talking about the A word right now. If y'all are saying I can't say that, niggas is lying. They have ads on YouTube promoting that shit. So I don't want to hear that shit. Damo, you know Cynthia G? I know that name. I didn't know her actual name. I didn't know that. But I know of the person. I've been in a space where someone came around saying that dumb shit before. I remember. Wow, that's what happened?
Yup. Yeah. And she took over
Guys,
for like 2
look,
hours.
there is better things to do in life than dealing with mega voters.
Hold on. KB, Cynthia G is her at on Twitter? Bet. Come on now.
But yeah, most of it was just her caping and like talking for Jalen while Jalen was trying to speak for himself and like just making all these like disingenuous excuses and all these kind of things. Like it was bad ball towards that 2 hour mark. It was bad ball. I ain't gonna lie.
But
Yeah,
I gotta
somehow,
say,
like I
thanks
said,
to Bob,
it
we
went
had
bad.
a platform to actually talk about it. So at least we had that, as opposed to just sitting here talking about it now and not actually getting through the issue. So
it's not her. She's in those circles. Okay.
It ain't no issue.
Okay.
You gotta ask Low. I ain't asking Low a damn thing.
yeah, Lo knows her personally because he called her out. He was like, I know
I
her.
ain't
We've
asking
been on
Low
circles.
nothing.
But
That's crazy.
I don't want to just change the subject.
No. Go ahead. Change subject.
Ask
I know that y'all was going back and talking about like the younger guys in the league or whatever. But I noticed like some of these summer league teams is kind of popping off, going crazy. Nobody's really talking about a lot of the East teams that are doing
Like
decently
who?
well. The Nets. Shout out Jalen Wilson.
Yo,
that
this
nigga's
dude
a
just
sniper.
wants to talk about the Nets.
That
I
nigga's a
talked about him.
sniper.
I talked about Jalen Wilson.
You did. I know you did.
Oh,
Jalen
okay.
Wilson, Noah Clowney. We ain't gonna talk about Derek Whitehead, but Keon Johnson. That's all I want.
Yup.
You just wanted an excuse to bring up the Nets. You're not slick.
Nah,
You
let him
not
rock. Let
slick.
him rock.
Yeah.
You not slick.
Mama, you know me well. Thank you.
You
I
not
appreciate that. You know me well, buddy.
An excuse.
You know me well.
Let him rock, man.
It's all. Hey, we all got a team that we like. It's all right.
You know, a lot of people ain't giving attention to the teams in the East. Like who? Oh, I'm glad you asked. All right. I'm glad you asked.
Set up having a agenda.
Actually, now that you mention it,
it's funny you mention that.
It's funny you mention teams in the East. Glad
I didn't have nothing prepared, but I'm glad that you said something because I did make note of this.
50% from the field. Yes,
Keep going. Get it all out because it's summer league, baby.
I mean, no, I didn't expect Jalen Wilson to be such. I didn't expect
I
Jalen
don't
Wilson to
even
be such a
watch
shooter
summer
for like
league.
years.
You missing out, man.
Fair
Summer
enough.
League has a lot of young promise.
It's some decent games going on in the summer league. I ain't gonna lie.
You're
Yeah.
so
That
right.
Heat, I'm not gonna lie, that Heat
Preseason.
summer team is a little bit crazy.
A lot of people don't know it's all my fault. That's
Mars,
the
we
crazy
don't gotta
part.
talk about Derek, bro. I promise you. But we know.
Humbled, a lot of the people will not know. A lot of people, it will go right over their head that everything is my fault, man. It all started with me.
The butterfly effect of hell.
Hey,
Right.
butterfly effect of hell, boy.
He definitely started it.
Unintentionally, I didn't know, man. If you would have told me to went this far, I would have still did it. Let me tell you.
I was telling you.
That's
I was in the
crazy.
chat.
I would have still.
That's crazy.
Would have did it again.
That's some Ozymandias from the Watchmen type of
Oh
stuff.
man.
You think I would tell you my plan to let you stop the bombs? I detonated those things 30 minutes ago.
I tell you, boy. If you would have told me,
Wait,
hey
what was
man,
that?
if you
What
get
was
this,
that movie with Samuel
if you get that
Jackson?
joke off, man, it's gonna set off a chain of events. Set them bitches off. Set them off. See how that look. I want to see it. All right, bet. Boom.
You talking about Kingsman with Samuel L. Jackson, Cowboy Bob?
No. It was a movie where he was torturing
Oh,
a
The
dude
Watchmen.
who was a terrorist, and he
The
was
Watchmen?
like the guy that came
Yeah,
in
when he
and
tell him-
it was a dope ass movie.
Yeah. He tell him
He
to
was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
he
know.
was a-
I
he
know
was
what
an
you're talking about.
interrogator.
I
like, boy, I
forgot the name
been
of
blew
it.
that up 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was from
You
the
know,
mall
that's-
scene when he was like, "You guys think you got me?" Yo, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was dope.
You said wait, the Watchmen?
I don't think he's talking about the Watchmen.
Nah, I'm looking it up right now.
At least I don't think so. If he is,
No, it's not the Watchmen.
No, the Watchmen was a different movie that he was the villain in. But I know the movie you're talking about as well.
Okay.
It was
He
no,
was
but
like,
it's a chick from the Matrix was in it.
yeah,
She
she
was-
was. Because they were upset because he messed around in like 2 Secret Service agents. He messed around and had them tied up in his living room, and they was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Well, when y'all find out in about 15 minutes, y'all will be letting me walk out of here." And
Yup.
well, 15 minutes, he went walking out.
I know exactly what clip you're talking about. I just don't know the movie. I seen
Yeah, I'm
that shit on
looking
like
up.
a short or a TikTok.
I've seen the whole movie, and I cannot recall the name of it, but it was really good though.
That was one of his best
I'm
movies I've
not
ever
gonna
seen.
lie. TikTok shorts and like YouTube shorts have been getting me to watch all kind of shit recently.
Ah,
It's bad.
That's a
Unthinkable.
fact.
It's called Unthinkable.
That's a
It's bad.
fact.
It's called Unthinkable.
The amount of shows I've been put on to just because I've been scrolling through shorts or TikTok.
What it's
What
called?
like is that?
Unthinkable. It's Samuel Jackson.
Unthinkable.
It's called Unthinkable. That movie, y'all want to talk about some grimy stuff? Yeah. Watch Unthinkable, Samuel Jackson. Y'all really are looking differently at how the world is.
There we go.
Oh, it was Primo. Hey, Primo. Hey, man. You gotta fix your mic, G. It's crickle crackling popping. I don't know what was going on. We gotta fix that, Gango. We gotta fix that. Type in the chat when
Rice Krispie treat
you
going on.
figure it out. Let me know when you figure it out. I'll pull you right back up. But yeah, that was.
I am playing a mobile game called Fate Grand Order.
What the hell is
You said you playing Fred Burger. What?
that?
Fate Grand Order.
Great, great. That's crazy, man.
Okay.
So are we thinking that the top 4 seeds, particularly in the West, are going to stay the same, or do we see like a drop off from any one of those top 4 seeds from the West last year?
I see Denver falling to like 5th.
I think because of the change in their roster, a lot of people would assume Denver. I'm not 100% against that, but what teams was it that were top 4? It was
Top 4 was
OKC, Denver,
Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
You had Minnesota.
Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers was.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Clippers was in the top 4?
Yeah.
Were they top 4?
Strippers are getting out. They ain't not tweaking playoff this year.
Dallas was 5th.
It was
Dallas was
Mavericks.
5th with 50 wins.
Yeah, Mavericks and
51.
Clippers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say, well, there you go. That's
Oh yeah, Clippers
that's
is definitely
falling
falling.
off.
Clippers.
Yeah,
I think the Mavs are gonna
Oh,
move up.
Clippers.
I think the Mavs are gonna replace the Clippers. And to be honest, a West Coast team that's probably gonna sneak up on people, Memphis.
Well, Memphis.
You think
they've
so?
been waiting for
Well, yeah,
their
they
time.
have to. Yeah. I genuinely. As long as Josh stays healthy. As long
It's
as
not
Josh
just that.
stays healthy.
GG, I think GG. Oh man, and I don't know how. What's his name? Dang it, the dude that
Zach
tried to
Edey.
get drafted.
Zach Edey.
Zach Edey, I don't know how he's gonna do with his
Hey.
ankle because he's been hurt. But if you get GG with Triple J and Ja with Bane being healthy for a whole season, I think Memphis is gonna win.
I like the other wing too, Vincent.
Vincent Williams. I thought he was a guard this whole time because he's like 6'4", 6'5".
He
but
is, but he's a wing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That team is a fun team, phenomenal team. The team got a lot of hope. There's no there is no hope after that last year. There is no hope for them without John Morant.
Yeah. And then they also got Smart too coming off.
Doesn't work. Even with Smart there, if Ja's not on the court, he is their engine. And I wouldn't have this stance if I did not see that team's entire energy change when he came back. Like their entire energy shifted the moment he came back. That is just it. I don't know, man.
And I think
they can have all the young talent in the world.
I'm not gonna lie.
They can have all the talent in the world. If they don't have their engine, they're not gonna. They won't look remotely the same.
I was gonna say, I think with Ja coming back, they're gonna be different offenses. I think that his assists are gonna go up now because think about it with Edey, Triple J, Zach. I have gas with Zach Edey, Triple G, and how they're doing with
Desmond Bain.
I think that he's gonna be doing a lot of lobs. I think he's gonna be doing a lot of assists, and they're gonna look totally different. Plus Bane. Wide open now because you think about it, John Moran was getting a lot of double teams, giving Bane and everybody else that extra defender of spacing. So for me, John Moran's going to come back and probably do some damage.
The thing is when Ja gets off, Bane gets off in rapid succession too. Like Bane easily gets off when Ja's around. So I think that team having, especially because I think they did well in filling that void again with the defenders that Ja needs around him. Because he's not exactly the best defender, but I think they did a good job clearing that void from guards and wings alike, and then having a rim protector in Edey. Like I think they did a good job in all that. So they're gonna be rolling.
I am not sure that Edey is a rim protector. Like Edey defense is suspect, but he will play his role well to support Triple J, I guess.
Edey starting at the 5, and they put in Triple J at the 4.
Where he should.
That's what I'm thinking. They will most likely do.
That's what they have to do.
Triple J would have to be at the 4.
If that happens, that's dangerous.
And also, how often do you want Triple J at the 5 with stretch? I mean, in certain cases you want that, but also
Triple J is going to foul out.
Think of the lack of rebounding that you have on that team with Triple J at the 5. It gets pretty.
Edey have to start like.
If Triple J is at the 5, he's.
And I have a question to you all. GG or Smart, who is starting there?
GG off the bench, Smart starts.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think you start Smart.
Because of his defense. Yeah. Even though I don't
This is a weird team, man. Like
no. Like because GG has 6 men and you just have him run that.
I think the 6-man role would be great for him. Come off the bench, play a lot of second units. If he's able to adapt and adjust, not even adapt and adjust, get some spot minutes against first stringers or the first teamers, but for the most part, just let GG run with the second unit, especially after the year he had last year where, I mean, there were no expectations. He was just playing basketball. Now, with the expectations, he gets in where he fits in with the starters, but mainly man's that second unit. You know, he can get a bucket, so that's a guaranteed bucket in terms of players to go to off the bench.
I also see a lot of sorry.
No. Go ahead. I was just about to say, when you look at their bench, I don't know how many players you could say there's.
So their competent spacer in starting 5 is Desmond Bain and Triple J. Is this enough spacing for Ja?
Yeah. I think
but not even that.
Desmond Bain's
be a big.
Desmond
Bain not a good shooter or great shooter?
Yeah, he is. Desmond Bain's he's a good shooter.
You have that.
He was injured last year.
I think even in like off minutes.
Desmond Bain is good shooter. I'm not denying that, but is Desmond Bain and Triple J is enough spacing for Ja?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Because
what I don't understand is who's backing up Edey. If you got Triple J and Edey on the court together,
that's what I'm saying.
Is Steven Adams not still there?
No, I thought
they traded him to Rockets.
He's in Houston.
Yeah. They traded him to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Who did they get? Didn't they get somebody though? They got somebody for their backup big, did they not?
Isn't it Aldama as their 5?
I don't know. That's why I'm
I think
asking.
Aldama has been running a 5, but
Yeah,
also they're
like,
getting
isn't-
Brandon Clark back. So they got
Yeah.
some stuff. I don't think Brandon Clark's a 5 though.
No, they have bigs. But I was saying, I think with Gigi coming off the bench, and then at certain times, either if Ja's not on the floor, they put Marcus at the 1, Bane at the 2. That gives them a different kind of playing style as well, and possibly different like mismatch setups. But as well because Marcus Smart is still a pretty decent shooter from like the corner. Like you can do a whole bunch of different things with that team offensively, and I think it works. I think it's gonna work pretty well. They just need a couple of runs. Like I would say probably the first 20 games, it's probably not gonna look the best, but like later towards the end of the season and stuff like that, they're gonna look like a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think once they figure out the big position, like if Zach Edey's going to be playing, they're going to be dangerous because you got one of the best defenders just coming off the bench. This is going to be beautiful, man. Sorry, I'm coughing.
Yeah, we forgot about Brandon Clark. He's still on the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brandon Clark. Mm-hmm. Brandon Clark, good. I like Brandon Clark.
I think they're going to be
put
ones
in, what's his name? What was his name? He's like 6'10", like Trey something. Trey.
Now
James
I got a question to ask you guys about the East.
But you said who?
Do you guys think
They
the
could put in Trey
Wizards
James.
are going to make an improvement?
Who?
The Wizards.
The Wizards are gonna make
No.
an improvement.
Wizards will tank for 2025
Are they
and
gonna be better than-
2026.
are
They
they gonna be
have
better
to
than
tank.
Are they going to
There
be
is
better
no
than
point in improving.
I think
There
they will
ain't
improve
no-
in terms of the development of their players. I feel like they will improve. Like you'll see a growth in a guy like what's his name?
Koulibaly.
Bilal, you'll see improvement with him. You'll see improvement with like a lot of the younger guys that they have, yes. But nah, I think they're still gonna be shit.
But wait, right now, who's that starting lineup?
For
I don't
them,
even know.
Yeah.
well,
They got a lot of people this year.
I'm about to say, are they still gonna bring Poole off the bench? Because if they're
They
bringing Jordan
have-
Poole off the bench, I would say that
Wait, isn't it Brogdon? They have.
I'm about to say Brogdon's there. So yeah, if they're bringing Poole off the bench, then Brogdon's gonna start. I would say Brogdon. I know Denny's not there. I forgot who their other guard. I mean, Corey
Tyus
Kispert.
Jones.
Corey Kispert. No, Tyus is in the
He's
free
coming
agency.
off the bench.
Actually, honestly though, I think
No,
I think
Tyus
I
isn't
think
there,
it's-
and Corey Kispert. I mean, if Brogdon's starting and
I
you're
don't-
bringing JP off the bench, I mean, you're gonna need another guard out there.
No. Actually, I think it's they're both gonna start. They take Bub off the bench. Bub.
You think both of who will start?
Poole and Brogdon.
I don't know, man. Jordan Poole looked the best last year when he was able to just come off the bench and man that second unit, because giving him first string minutes in that rotation, he looked fucking awful.
Yep. He looked
We
better.
don't
He
want to
looked
see
like
that
Golden
again,
State. He
man.
looks better off the bench. He looks like he's replacing Tyus
The
Jones.
only way that works when he comes off the bench is like scoring relief is when there is scoring to be had that needs to be relieved. There's no real like offense that they have at the moment without Poole.
They don't need that because they want to tank shamelessly.
Probably, but I'm like, I'm just thinking if they're gonna be,
They don't want to be a competent NBA team at this moment. They are tanking for Cooper Fleck and AJ Denbasta.
And plus, like towards the end of the season, they was playing Poole at the 1, so I'm not really sure.
But yeah, the one off the bench, because he started when he first started. I mean, well, I don't know if he started. Did he start the one at any point? I don't think he started. Did Tyus start all games for them last year?
I thought he started and then got benched like after the first month or something.
No, I know he ended up getting benched, but when he did start, I could have swore he was the one when he started. Was he not?
Nah, he was.
Oh no, Tyus. All 66 games he played last year, he started. Okay, so yeah, Jordan Poole definitely was at the 2, but he sucked. Again, he sucked starting. He didn't actually improve or start to play better until he started coming off the bench.
Yeah.
They were playing him as a 2 guard, and that was the issue. That is true. I thought if Jordan Poole got to that team, he would be their 1. This kind of similar to what, and everyone was making that comparison. Fucking James Harden going to Houston for the first time, like. The ball's in his hands. He's essentially going to be the point guard. Now, I knew James Harden grew into that role. He didn't just start off the point guard there. So, I mean, maybe that's the fate for Jordan Poole.
Someone said he will be next Steph Curry. for some godforsaken reason.
Oh Jesus,
Mhm.
that's not the issue. Someone said that's not the issue. I would love to know what the issue was last year because I think he's the issue. The Jordan Poole's weaknesses were covered up by the Warrior system. Well, yeah, I mean, shit. I think we all know that now. I might say, yeah, we obviously all know that now, but the Warrior system's covered up how dumb Poole is. Fair, astute assumption.
I think Jordan Poole will be fine. I think he just
I
needs to
hope he'll be
play in
fine.
his new role.
I don't. If his new role is 6-man off the bench, I guess, but I don't.
No, I think
Shit.
he has to start making that jump now. I feel like because that's what he was looking towards for his trajectory, from the Warriors. Like it was supposed to be finding your way on getting to being the one, like starting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think keep that trajectory going. It was a little rough because of the transition, but I mean he got time. He's 20. He's turning 23, turning 24 now. Yeah. So he should be on the trajectory of getting to being a starter.
I feel it.
Nah, I
Keep turning it back this way.
But it's
Jordan
that
Poole,
and-
like whole generation of people to think that he would be really good. Like when Steph was off and he was starting in the Warrior, he was averaging 29 point on horrendous efficiency. He was averaging 29 points, and people thought that would lead to something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also people undermining like Steph's value. It's even like today, like you see people on Team USA versus the select team, and he was still getting doubled with LeBron and other people on his team. Like it's people ignore the kind of impact Steph got and the kind of looks that Jordan Poole was getting. So now when you go into another system where you're the main one being looked at on offense, things ain't gonna go the way you thought it was. Like, and it's just a switch up. Like a lot of players that have breakout offensive years usually have a down year because they're being guarded different. So you just get that extra year to learn what you got to do to, go against those defenses. That's how you get better.
I can feel that. Randomly, I see this in the chat. Hey, Dom, what do you think the Kings gonna do this year? What they did this past year? Nothing.
Missing playoff is nasty,
maybe
though.
make the-
I hope they.
Maybe make
If
the
they
playoffs.
if they miss the playoffs with this team now, then it's like
I mean, they got better, but let's.
I still think
they
they
got
went
better.
sideways.
But I don't think
I
the
still think
DeMar
they went
DeRozan
sideways.
was
I don't know.
crazy
I still
for
feel like
them.
they
I
went
don't
sideways.
know. If
Six
they,
seed is
one, they gotta be healthy.
possibility.
I
They
think
gotta
they
be
went.
healthy. They got better,
Yeah.
but how much better? Did they take a full step? Maybe
No.
not. Maybe
Do
maybe
you
not.
think
I don't know.
they
If
took
they,
a half step?
It is a first round
I think they
exit
took-
team. Let's
I
be
think they
for
took a
real
half
here.
step.
I think they took a step. I think they took a step, but not elite. That's it.
I think in order for them to take a step up, they would have had to get more depth. Depth would have been the thing that make them take a step up. They took a half step. They took a step in the right direction.
Wait, actually,
Then
we don't even know. Wait, did De'Aaron even say that he was going to sign that contract yet? Because we
I
don't
don't
even.
know.
Because he was saying he was trying to figure out what this team looking like before he signs again. So we don't even know if Fox even goes back. And then if Fox don't come back, now what? What the Kings look like without Fox?
No, the half step backwards. Back to where they were before the DeRozan. That's where they were at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Back,
With
oh,
everything that's been going on with the draft and the summer league, I think the Rockets are headed in the right direction. Realistically,
They are. They absolutely are. I think a lot of people. I honestly think the Rockets are on the same tier in terms of. Well, they were until they traded their picks, so they're probably a tier below them now. But I had them on the same tier as the Thunder in terms of the
Potential?
ability to be future potential. I had them on the same level.
Oh, future.
Them moving them picks. Now I take them down a peg. I would definitely take them down one peg, but
nobody
they still have a
fucking
great
OKC
future.
on picks.
They
Nobody
still have a
fucking
great
with
future. Shit, they were contending. I ain't gonna lie. The Rockets was contending, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Some of those games.
If they didn't trade them Nets picks, nigga, let me tell you, the chance they could have got fucking a Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, one of those type of players on
If
this
they would've-
team.
yeah, If the Rockets would have got Cooper, if the Rockets get Cooper Flag, bro, I swear to God, that might be top 5 in the West.
Y'all have the future.
Yeah,
You go Mars. We have the Suns' future in our hands.
yeah. They took off the Nets ones, but they have
Yeah, they added the Suns. Yeah, have fun
Mhm.
trying to pan out what 6th grader y'all about to get in the future, buddy. Enjoy it. Enjoy that. It's
Oh
not
my!
cool. Hey, you better hope he better than Cooper Flag, my guy, because if he's not,
Bro, I remember seeing a Little League basketball game, and they was like, "Yo, this is what San Antonio traded for Rob Dillingham for." Literally,
essentially, yeah.
kids, bro.
I
Literal
still,
kids, bro.
I still don't
Kids.
understand the reasoning for it.
I would have much rather they would have took a Buzelis. They would have took a player that could help them now and the near future versus just wasting the 8. Again, they have to. That pick has to bang. We're all gonna forget that they did that. We're all gonna forget that they traded Rob Dillingham for a 2031 or 2030 first round pick. That draft class has to be good.
I think
they have to have a good pick in that draft class. Because if they traded it,
even good pick in that draft class seem murky because Ant would be there in Timberwolves in 2030.
well, I don't know, nigga. We don't know when Ant will be in
We will
2030.
see.
I don't know. We don't know what the landscape of the NBA is going to look like in 2030, and we damn sure don't know what the landscape of the Timberwolves, who, let's not lie, outside of the last 2-3 years, were a poverty franchise. Like that, the playoffs.
Shout out to him. I believe in the new management.
That's new for them,
bro. Like literally, like mid or 2010s, they was just getting back to back number 1 overall picks.
Like literally, they're a factory of sadness ever since KG left, my G. Even when Kevin Love was there making
I don't want Ant Prime to be wasted, man. I want Ant to be in good position throughout his career, man.
I don't think Ant's Prime is gonna get wasted. I think Ant's Prime, and that's why I said we don't know if he's even gonna be on the Timberwolves because he could see that. All right, these niggas.
Like in 4 years, he would be what 26, 27.
Yep.
Like that's just beginning of his prime.
And guess what?
No, that's the beginning of his prime. Your prime for NBA players, their primes typically start at 20. Supposed to start at 25. 25, 26 is when your prime theoretically starts. 25, 26.
Like your third year in, going into your fourth, pretty much as well. But what I was going to say is Ant-Man's development over the last 2 years has been great with the Timberwolves. I don't see why they would move off of him. They probably would move either off of Cat or Gobert. Because Ant-Man the last 2 years, his development is moving up to where some people got him ahead of Tatum. And I even said that a year ago, and look at the narrative now. You hear people saying, oh, Ant-Man's better than Tatum.
Yeah,
I think Ant-Man's in a good situation. The problem is he needs another wing that can help him out as opposed to another big. He needs an actual wing. Not saying like a KD. I'm talking about
you don't like McDaniels?
I'm talking about like a guy that's really okay. You know what? He's good.
Or you think because people have been hyping up Shannon in a couple of years, you think he ends up being that guy that could work for him?
No. I just think Ant-Man's development since they got Gobert has been improving. His game, personally, one-on-one has stepped up, and I think he's in a good place right now to feel where he's comfortable. When you guys say, you think that he's gonna be like not developed right, he has. So we can't, even with the new office, they've already developed him. Now, if he walks to go somewhere else, that's on him. But I think he's gotten the better development out of anyone since, like Domo said, since Kevin Love. They actually built, think about it, Kevin Garnett, when they had Kevin Garnett, they had Stephen Marbury, they had Sam Cassell, like they tried to build around him, but couldn't. Now when you look at Ant-Man, he got 2 bigs, he controls the floor, he plays defense, he's a superstar, he's in the perfect position.
Yeah, honest, I don't. To me, I feel like that USA or that FIBA tournament when Ant went there, I think that's when this whole development like really started. Like, I think that's when it really started clicking for him. And
the first time when Ant amazed me was in the 2022, the first Memphis game when they beated Memphis. Like that was the time when I buy all the Ant stock.
And look at what he did 2 years ago. His first time in the
Garnett
playoffs.
was playing.
He never wanted to be
Duncan and
swept.
Kobe. Yeah, that's a fact.
He said, "I don't ever want to be swept. I'm not gonna get swept." And he said it when he was in Game 3 against the Nuggets. He didn't get swept. That's all I cared about. And then what he do after that the next season? Next season went to the final. You see what I'm saying? He improved. And the Timberwolves offense. So for me, Ant-Man is on a good path, man. I think his development is good.
You know, he's
But I
gonna be
think
good.
Charlotte is going to surprise a lot of people and make the play in. I think they're going to be around like the 7th to 8th
Well,
seed.
the bottom of the East is definitely the bottom of the East. Like
Nah, I
Chicago's
say
done.
like 7 or
Chicago's
8.
done. Chicago's done.
Chicago
Brooklyn-
is there. Someone will roast from
Brooklyn-
there.
Brooklyn wants Cooper. What's the other bottom teams in the East? Like the Wizards. Like
Charlotte will make it.
the
Might
Pistons.
make
Yeah,
it, man.
Charlotte. It's either Charlotte.
If
or,
LaMelo is who we think he is, they better make it.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. I
want
think
the
Charlotte's
play-in?
going to be. Yeah.
Playing is possibility for Charlotte.
It's between
Bob.
it's between them and it's between them and what's it called?
Hawks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
in terms of playing teams, I think so.
I was going to say the Cavs might be down there.
Hawks, Miami.
The Cavs aren't going to be down there. The Cavs are going to be a playoff
You
team.
think the
still.
Cavs might be a playing team?
I don't like the Cavs, so yeah, that was hate, guys. That
Pacers
was
might
hate.
be
I was
playing
about to
team.
say.
That might be
The
a
Pacers are not.
possibility.
No, they're not. They're going to
Pacers
be
are
another
not,
solidified playoff team. What are we?
The top
What are we
6 teams
hating
are going to
for
be the
right
same.
now?
Yeah, the top 6 teams are going to be the same.
Yeah, I think the top 6
I
teams
am
are
not
the
sure
same.
about the Pacers. Like that
Let-
defense is
wrong.
so atrocious.
Cavs,
Like
We
Indiana,
said that all last year, and they went to the conference
and Magic.
finals with their offense.
Wait, who?
Mhm.
The Pacers, and
Indiana.
they're getting guys back again. They did all that without one of their top 5 players.
That's a fact.
Mhm.
That's a fact.
Benedict Mathurin is coming back, and they re-signed Pascal. I
Yup.
think they're a lock to be a playoff team.
Yeah,
I agree.
I actually do think they're pretty. But honestly,
I ain't gonna hold my breath on it. Not gonna lie. Like playing for them is possibility.
For the Indiana,
The playoffs are
Ben
very.
Mathurin plays
Their
good defense.
offense. So you think that their offense was fake last year? So you think that the offense they were able to provide last year was just fake offense?
Offense is historically great. That ain't the problem. The defense is way too suspect.
Again, their defense was suspect last year, and their offense compensated it. So
Yeah.
all you can say is that their offense was fake. So that takes a dip, and that's why they'll fall off. But you can't use the same talking point niggas used all
Like
year.
first of
and they
all,
proved it wrong.
6 to 8 seed, the win-loss record like is pretty close throughout the year in East. Let's remember that.
Yo, y'all don't like giving people credit, do y'all? Like, if you just don't like something, you just don't like it. Like, y'all know what I am, and I have to
I
say,
can't do that.
Indiana Pacers are gonna be a top team like they were last season. They got Ben Mathurin, one of the best defenders. There's a lot of things
Like-
that. Man, I don't know why you think they're gonna be a playing team.
what seed was Indiana last year? Was it 6?
6 seed, if I remember correctly.
I thought they were 4.
They were-
I think.
Wait,
Like 6 seed falling out to 7th and 8th ain't hot take.
Yeah, honestly, I think, but I do think they stay the same or either stay the same or they go up one because I don't know
Yeah.
about the Bucks.
Exactly.
the Bucks
No, but
are
AJ,
is Embiid going to be healthy? Is Embiid going to be healthy?
I think
All
even-
season,
I think-
long enough for them to be good because we seen Embiid. They were what, a 1, 2, 3 seed in the East. He
They
goes
were
down
two
and they're a playing team. Like
Yeah,
they
that's
were two
another
seed.
variable. They
But I
finished
do
that.
feel like
They were.
I do.
Oh no, that was in the conference. That was in the what you call it in the division. They were third. Okay.
yeah, they were second until Embiid went down. You were right. They were second.
They
in the
finished
division.
6th in the East last year. They
And
were
then
6th in the
finished
East.
sixth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tied with the Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers end up getting the 60 spot. But again, how many games did Howard
Philly
lose
have
last
Paul
year?
George right now,
Well,
though.
not enough, but I
PG
also think
13.
Halliburton.
Didn't drop
I
down
also
further
think
because-
if Halliburton doesn't get hurt, they have a better record. I will say that.
That's
All right, now that is valid argument. If that's the argument, I'm conceding.
That's fair.
Then I'm conceding.
Because they fell off. They ended up falling off. His production fell the fuck off when he got hurt.
Yeah, when he
he
got
was
hurt.
playing-
If that is the argument, then I'm conceding. Then they could they could get higher, honestly. If
And they
the
were limited
beginning
in-
of season Halliburton is consistent throughout the year, then that's a 4th to 5th seed. Okay, I will
Again,
concede.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
Halliburton being healthy and them also having Pascal Siakam on the roster as well for a full year.
Who's gonna have a better year, DeRozan or Paul George?
Paul George.
Paul George.
DeRozan.
I say neither.
You DeRozan?
DeRozan.
I'm saying DeRozan.
Me too. I say DeRozan. Just had to ask. I wasn't going off.
I think he got a-
I will say though, I'm speaking out of pure hate. That nigga Paul George burnt all his bridges with me when he did that switch on this podcast. So I'm speaking from pure hate. I'm speaking from pure hate because I think Paul George is a sucker. So that's the only reason I'm going DeMar DeRozan.
Fair enough.
As soon as Embiid gets hurt in November or December, and then he's asked to be instead of playing his role as Super Tobias Harris, he's asked to be Paul George. Fall off a cliff.
You know, he gonna get on that podcast so he can be like, man, you know, I wasn't really asking for this. You know, it's Joel Embiid, and then
I came here expecting to play one role, and then I got thrusted into a whole new situation,
whole another situation.
And Hallie and Reese, you know, Reese, he wasn't really ready for the moment, type shit. Like, all right, buddy.
Chill on him.
Jared on the side doing TikToks and shit. Man,
we got guys not locked in. We got guys not locked in for real.
I'm telling you, make that argument.
You know he's gonna make that argument. Let this shit go south. That nigga's gonna be up there. Yo, we had guys not locked in. A lot of distractions. I've never been on a team with so many distractions.
Says the man who can't even do
Extracurricular
backdoor
stuff going on in the locker rooms.
Kyle Lowry shooting from 40 feet.
Someone's always recording. We got niggas out here content creating in the locker room while we supposed to be working. I don't know. Like, all right, buddy, just say it. I'm not blaming Jared, and you know him. I'm not blaming Jared. I'm not saying it's Jared. It's not Jared. We got niggas painting their nails, TikTok dancing. It's not Jared. Like, all right,
not Jared.
Jesus.
Niggas named Jared being bitches. Not Jared. Not him. That I'm talking about somebody else.
But this chat right here is absolutely correct. It's 4:00. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna end the show.
Oh, Dama, you're gonna fire up literally after this, right?
Oh, what you call?
Yeah.
For the reacting to Bob thing?
Yeah.
If not now, after the pod tonight. If not now, after the pod tonight.
What time is that so we can check in? Because I want to see that.
10:30 Eastern. 10:30 Eastern. 10:30, 11 Eastern is going to be the night. If I don't do it, literally immediately after this,
you doing it on YouTube or Twitch?
With dad duties. Twitch. It's going to be on Twitch. Okay. But hold on. For the people that aren't able to catch it on Twitch, that shit will be recorded and put on YouTube. Best believe I'm posting it. Don't worry about
cool,
that.
Because I can't get Twitch out here.
Yeah. You're good.
Thanks.
If you're not able to catch the Twitch, I will have it posted on YouTube. That's Damo on YouTube. Have the post notice on for when the PC Fallout video drops.
Feel it, man. Get on up. It's about time. Cool, right?
The chat, y'all be easy. Y'all be good. Everybody be nice.
All right.
Peace.
Good night. Peace out.
Dream on here.